Good to see you on a Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals playing right now at Busch Stadium.
Let's go, Birds!
They're wrapping things up against the New York Metropolitans. Right now, it is 0-0 as they head to the bottom of the fourth. Matthew Liberatore continues to pitch well. And why wouldn't he after that gem of a start last night from Andre Pallante, boys, huh? Who had Andre Pallante dominating some faces?
All of us did.
Not me.
You guys didn't? Okay.
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't
Pallante,
either.
man. I've always liked him. I've always...
I've always believed in him.
No, I didn't say that. I said I've always liked him. And, Anthony, you know this to be true. Because his first year...
You liked him since...
He got jerked around all over the place. He was in the bull... Yeah, like everywhere. Like bullpen.
I'd like to remind you, Jamie, this is a family program.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kids could be listening.
Yeah, they'll eventually figure it out. But
hopefully.
he was in the bullpen, then he was a starter. Oh, yeah. And then once they figure it out, they don't unfigure it out, you know? Then he was back in the bullpen. He's down the minors. They had him all, they jerked him all over the place, Anthony.
Yep.
And so I liked the underdog. He's not he doesn't throw heat.
You did to Marsh.
I did.
Marsh,
You did this time.
Marsh, the youngest of the Fast Lane crew.
Anthony.
Embarrassed, ashamed, disappointed in
I don't
what
know
he's
what you're
hearing.
embarrassed about. Pallante pitched awesome.
I'm just scratching my eyes, man.
He's scratching them out is what he was doing. Scratching his eyes out.
You know what, guys? I just think that it was great for Andre Pallante. Okay? You guys don't want to listen to me. You want to make stuff up. You want to do silly things. Marshy's not paying attention. You know, whatever.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Andre Pallante,
That's
baby.
right. He had a great game last night. 5 innings, Anthony.
Shutout. Combined with the relievers, had a shutout. He allowed 3 hits over the first 5 innings before Gordon Graceffo, Ryan Stanek, Jojo Romero, and Riley O'Brien finished things up. Pallante struck out only 3, which that's typical of him, pretty much on course. But he got 9 outs on the ground. That's kind of the best version of Andre Pallante. When I say kind of, I mean that's the best version of Andre Pallante. If he does that more times than not, Cardinals will take it. He's a 5th starter. He's a 5th starter. This is that start last night is prototypical of what you would expect of a 5th starter. Okay? If he's your ace, different story. If he's your number 2, different story. Number 3, Jamie, different story. Number 5 starter, I don't think you can ask for anything more. And that fits his profile.
Yes. It does.
Keep the ball on the ground. Rely on your defense. Pitch as long as you can. Get the hell out of there with the game hopefully intact.
The danger with guys like Pallante, and we've seen it over the last couple of years, and it's not just Andre Pallante, it's the pitch-to-contact guys. When the control is not there, the command is not perfect or even close to it, it gets ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, it turns into batting practice.
Piss missiles all over Busch Stadium.
Everywhere. People losing their teeth in the bleachers because the ball hits so
They
damn
got
hard.
nets up
Can't
now.
catch it.
They got the net up now.
No, not out in the outfield.
Oh, that's a home run.
Exactly, Carey. Exactly.
For me, it was. Singa performed well, and I thought Pallante outperformed. I just think he did a great job of allowing 3 hits and just doing his job. Did a fantastic job. I thought watching him perform last night was great. The lineup didn't have as much high-powered offense, but it was some timely hitting, and I thought, everybody did what they needed to do. This is what you expect from. Well, I can't even say that. That's not true. I was just going to tell a lie.
Yeah.
I haven't expected this from this Cardinals team.
Good for
this
you.
is above expectations, Anthony.
It certainly is.
I didn't expect this. You know what I mean?
You sound unhappy about it, though.
No, I'm very excited.
I think he
about
actually sounds pretty excited. Yeah.
it's like
pleasantly
finding
surprised.
money in your pocket. You know what I mean?
I
When you
did that
put
last week.
You got some
I
jeans.
almost washed a pair of pants and I was on the road.
Yeah.
You're traveling, and especially a couple of. I was like, "What is that?" Looked in the pocket. It was like $50.
Oh, my gosh.
It was all in one.
Christmas.
Wow. Weird.
Well,
smokes.
I don't
know what
understand
you're
that.
doing.
Somebody
But
must have had change. I don't know.
Change it in all ones.
All ones, yeah.
But yeah,
Christmas.
you find money in your pocket, man. It's a good thing. And I think the Cardinals found a little money in their pocket last night with Andre Pallante. It's what you want. You want to have a good performance. I have no bad words thus far to say about this team. Not that I expected to, because my expectations for the success of this team were not very high, unfortunately. Sorry about it. But they have played very well, in my opinion, for what I think the expectations have been set or laid at. So it's fun.
Yeah, with Andre Palante, too, you talk about him sort of being that ground ball guy, but you need to have good defense behind him, and I thought that was on display last night. I mean, Mason Wynn throwing an absolute rocket over to first base to double up Bo Bichette.
That was awesome.
That came at a huge point in time, too, with runners on base. If there's a base hit there, or maybe they don't get the double play, perhaps that inning is extended and the Mets ultimately score some runs and maybe they win the game. But that's why you have to have great defense, and Mason Wynn is showing up and showing out. I mean, what an absolute bullet over to first base. And who's been great is Alec Burleson at first base.
Yep.
His ability to, pick it in the dirt. There was one the other night where Mason Wynn tried to gun one over to first base, and his head whipped around and it went to the side, and Burley was able to dig it out.
Looked like Joel Hofer on that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did.
Who's the Cardinals first base coach? Who's been coaching those guys up? He needs a raise. Give him a raise, Anthony. 2 years in a row.
Do they have a first base coach?
They got to have somebody. It's a hard position, Anthony.
Somebody like infielders coach or the first base coach?
Who's coaching the first base? No. Not
You're talking about defensively.
Who's coaching the first baseman?
So typically,
I don't know if they have their own coach. It's not like quarterbacks.
It would be an infield coach.
Yeah.
Somebody that's played first base, because that guy, give him a raise, Anthony.
But you see, Alec Burleson had played first base before.
Yeah, but not this good. You know what I mean? 2 years in a row. Wilson, who you didn't believe in, you didn't believe in.
No. Don't say that.
You didn't believe in him. You didn't believe in him, and you wanted him to get from behind the plate. You were in Jack Flaherty, were part of that
Jack Flaherty?
uprising. Yeah.
What?
Y'all were rolling that bus around.
He was the only one on Contreras Island last year.
I admitted I was wrong.
Don't put your finger at me.
I did.
Don't point the other one at you.
Wouldn't do that either.
Speaking of being wrong, man, I got to issue an apology to Ramon Urias.
I was wondering, at some point,
seats last night.
We got to talk about Ramon Urias being one of the best players in the league.
So Saturday when I was watching the game, I was watching with my buddy. I'm like, dude, I don't know why why are we playing Ramon Urias? And as I said that, he roped one over the right fielder's head. And I'm like, all right, that was a nice at bat.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, we were talking about Ramon Urias. I'm like, I don't know why he's in the lineup. Touch his seats.
Had a couple of good defensive plays, too. Going right to left. Yeah. Scoop.
If I may.
Please do.
No, I don't know. Careful with that.
This is...
We should just keep talking crap.
I should be nice, right? But, Mo wouldn't have signed Ramon Urias. Urias has been a really good player. Now, he's not a starter anymore. He's bounced around a little bit. But Urias was a very good player for Milwaukee for several years. Mo is signing Taylor Motter. Or some version of Taylor Motter, who somehow, whether it's injuries or otherwise, winds up in the damn lineup.
Yeah.
And Bloom goes, who could actually play baseball? And can be a solid bench piece. Oh, Ramon Urias is available. Let's sign him.
Well, Bloom looked at it in a way where you're losing a Gold Glove third baseman, Nolan Arenado, a Hall of Famer. Nolan Gorman, question marks about his defense at third base.
Right.
He can touch seats, there's no doubt about it. And Chaim Bloom what he did was the safety play. This player was available. He's got a Gold Glove in his back pocket. Mm-hmm. He can play pretty solid third base.
Right.
If we need him, then we play him.
Yep.
He can actually play.
I agree.
Not I'm not sure if he can even play, but let's give him a uniform.
You know what? Let's bring back Matt Carpenter.
Who's the other guy they brought back? The shortstop.
Brandon Crawford.
That's it.
Oh, Crawford.
Crawdaddy. The Crawdaddy.
You were bothered by... I think we both were.
I was bothered by that whole thing. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Carey still tripped up about that pinch hit at bat in Chicago.
I don't know what that was.
Because 5 years earlier, he had a base hit off this guy.
Yeah, he had him timed
checking the database on that one.
Crawdaddy didn't look like anything. He didn't look like Giants Crawdaddy.
He didn't look like the Crawdaddy that I saw.
Crawdaddy was in a hammock asleep, and he got a call from Mo.
I told you I was a fan of Brandon Crawford. He gave my son a baseball here when he was playing for the Giants. We were sitting there.
That's nice.
Tossed him a ball. I was like, man, you're a good dude. Okay, cool. He got here. I was like, all right. Well, who the hell is
Who's that?
Did your son give him the ball back at that point?
No, he kept it.
Yeah.
I thought maybe later on when he was with the Cardinals.
Oh, no.
Take your damn ball back, pal. Just leave.
This is the version of Brandon Crawford I thought we were getting. Crawford was an elite defender.
He was really good. Yeah.
Defender.
Yeah.
That's not who we got.
Well, we don't know.
We got Brendan Crawford, I
We
think.
were bringing him off the bench as a bat.
I think.
Like, defensively, we didn't even use him. Like,
Right.
let's get him off the bench with his.
I
his
think
bat.
if he were to write a book, I would guarantee you he had not been planning on
Right.
signing. I know. Like,
Did you see him when he showed up to camp?
Okay.
Did you see
Listen,
him? You couldn't miss him. That's for sure. Didn't look like a guy that's spending 4 or 5 hours a day working out, you know?
Probably not.
look like me right now. You know what I mean?
No,
No, Carey, you look
way
fantastic.
better.
And you know what? You're getting even healthier and even better. And
Indeed.
Yeah.
with the help of Mentality, 2 different locations, one in South County, one in Chesterfield. Visit the fine team down there at Mentality. OTUSA.com. Book
Yep.
your appointment. Tell them CD and Anthony sent you. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Mets, Cardinals, top 5 right now, and it's still 0-0. Mets got a couple runners on, but Liberatore has looked strong. So what are our initial thoughts on the starting rotation? First time through, plus 4 2/3 innings of Liberatore today. We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
1-1 strike. Ground ball to second. JJ's got that. Tip your cap. Andre Palante is qualified for the win.
Chip Carey on the call last night, Cardinals TV Network. What do you guys think about the first time through the rotation thus far for the Cards?
I'm okay with it.
All right, so what has surprised you the most, good or bad?
Dustin May. I think that's probably and no, honestly,
I say good or bad.
I know you did. Carey goes right to it.
Well, he said good or bad.
No,
I think the good it's been good. But Dustin May, his performance in his first start was very surprising because I expect him, and it's one game, but I expect him to eventually be the ace of this staff. Like, I think, he's the highest paid. I think he's the highest paid player on the team right now. He's definitely the highest paid pitcher. Mm-hmm. So he's the one that I expect to be the ace of this staff, and he had a really rough outing in his first opportunity. That was surprising me. And I honestly, I think that that's a good thing because it could be the other way around. You could have had 4 guys stinking it up and only him performing well. So it's kind of a positive in a way that he is the one sore spot after one start, but it is only one start. But I also expect him to be much better next go round.
So I've been pleasantly surprised. Matthew Liberatore, we're almost at the spot where we're like, okay, that ended up being a good baseball trade. We're almost there. Now, Rosarena had that run, that stretch, and I get it. But if Liberatore goes on for the rest of his career now, and he's a one starter, not an ace, a one starter or a number 2 starter on a good team, it worked out. Mm-hmm. It worked out. And he hasn't bounced all over the league like somebody else has.
Right.
But either way, he's playing very well. McGreevy continues to pitch with poise. Palante had a great outing. A tough one for good old Dusty May.
It was rough.
But overall, I've been pleased with the rotation. Confidence level right now is higher with the current rotation than where it was last year.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you guys. The biggest surprise, I thought, was actually Michael McGreevy going 6 innings and no hits, only because he's more of a pitch-to-contact guy. So for him not to get to allow any hits, especially against a Rays team that does offensively, they've been pretty good in the early going here. Last night, I think they were held to 2 runs or something, but otherwise they've looked pretty solid. Palante, I think that's the best version of Palante. We just got done talking about this. If you were to say, okay, what is ultimately the best version or the ceiling for Palante, that's what it was. He goes 5 innings or so. Yeah, 5 innings last night. Scatters the 3 hits, keeps the team in the ball game. That's what you ask of a number 5. You guys are right about Dustin May. That was surprising. It's only one start. It's also surprising based on the fact that his spring training looked so good. The velocity was up, the strikeouts were there, and you're like, oh, okay, we this is all the makings of a great start. And he goes out there and he doesn't have good command. He's in the strike zone a little bit too much, and he winds up getting beat around. Ultimately, the way that Liberatore has pitched, I think that has looked good too thus far. He was okay in the first start. This start, right now, the Cardinals are tied with the Mets, bottom of the 5th, and Liberatore has pitched very well, including getting into a jam in the top of the 5th inning and being able to work out of it.
I think he's only thrown 58 pitches or 65 pitches thus far, going into the top of the 6th.
So very efficient.
Very efficient thus far. So, it's not in a situation where McGreevy was when he had his start. He was at 90 pitches in the 6th inning. Mm-hmm. Matthew Liberatore can probably give you a couple more innings if he still stays, efficient in the manner that he has thus far today.
So really, what we're talking about is you had one excellent start in McGreevy, one very good start in Andre Palante, one so-so start with Liberatore, one less than ideal start in Kyle Leahy, and then one bad start in Dustin May.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you get typically throughout the course of a week, unless you have a rotation that is expected to be one of the best in baseball. So for a Cardinals team that a lot of people thought would be awful, if you look at just the starting rotation and some of the names, I could see why the national viewpoint was like, this team isn't going to be any good this year. Mm-hmm. But I think we all saw the potential, largely because it looked a lot better than it did on paper last year. Even with some of the veterans that have had good years before, we all grew tired of what we had been seeing in guys like Miles Michaelis and some of the other veterans.
So moving forward, what do you guys think changes and what stays the same for certain pitchers?
I think as long as everybody's healthy, this is your rotation for the foreseeable future.
I'm not talking about names. I'm talking about performance, right? Like, do you see Andre Pallante have the ability to string together multiple starts like what we witnessed last night? Do you see Dustin May bouncing back? Does Kyle Leahy bounce back? You know, we're watching right now Matthew Liberatore have a pretty similar start to what we saw on opening day. Is that going to be a trend? Yeah, he has been better. He hasn't given up a run.
I would assume that you're gonna get a better version of Kyle Leahy and a better version of Dustin May. Based on what we saw in spring training.
I would hope.
Right. It's only one start. It's kind of hard to
No, I mean, but that's all we have to go off of, too.
Right.
Is it unfair? Yes, it is. But also, it's the only data that we have.
That's correct.
So,
yeah,
it is what it is, Anthony. Mm-hmm. I don't think they need a defense attorney, just saying.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Jeez.
I don't get you today.
You have to yell at me.
I'm not yelling yet.
Bullpen, by the way. Bullpen.
No.
What? Trade everybody.
Whoa, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Trade everybody.
Oh, not finished.
Did you guys not watch last night?
Last night was solid.
Not finished.
JoJo's my guy. I like him.
I like O'Brien too.
O'Brien looked good.
So they got two guys.
Well, so far, I mean, only appearance in this season, but McGreevy did his job too.
No. I'm talking about the bullpen.
Or not McGreevy. Sorry,
Graceffo.
I was thinking of Graceffo. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
those two guys kind of came in similar time. I mean, the bullpen was an absolute abject failure in against Tampa Bay, but we're seeing a little bit of a rebound here against the Mets. Yeah,
right. I'll listen. I'm all ears, paying attention. My eyes say something different, but my ears are willing to listen.
Well, this goes back to the conversation that we had on opening day where it seems like there is a handful, if that, of pitchers in the bullpen that you trust. It's the rest of the guys where you're like, man, I don't know where you slot them in. Like, can you trust them in certain situations? Because at some point as the season rolls along, you can't just keep throwing out JoJo. You can't keep throwing out Riley O'Brien in situations where you ultimately pitch them too much and then they're not available later in the year or even in the middle of the year.
On the Riley O'Brien thing, guys, I believe I saw something last night on social media where he had like a walkout song that they did for him.
Yeah, yes. I think he's a closer.
But are we too soon on that?
I don't know about that. I think he's the closer.
Ryan Helsley, it took him 3 years before he got Hell's Bells.
But we talked about the fan engagement. This is the new Cardinals.
This feels forced.
No.
Give me 4 or 5 saves in a row, and then I'll throw you a song, and maybe I'll flick the lights on.
You got to get the song right away.
I think that decision became
premature.
I don't think so. I think it became pretty clear when Stanek was very sketchy in his first appearance.
What was his walkout song?
Well, he hasn't earned one yet.
I walked the line.
O'Brien has?
You say
he's been here for
I walked the line.
more than 4 games, 5 games.
I think he
was solid last year.
Guys, I like the pitcher. I just think it's a little early for the walkout.
Doesn't sound you like the guy.
The guy's fine. It's the walkout song. Give me a couple more starts, and we'll throw you a little more, some music and some strobe lights.
Cool. Little entertainment value.
Yeah.
By the way, did you guys see Mason Miller's walkout?
I did not.
Where the Padres?
Yeah, the Padres.
I saw it, but I couldn't hear it.
It's corn. Are you ready? Then he walks out. It's awesome.
Now, what do you guys think about Edwin Diaz? No, hear me out.
I think he's a bum. He's a Dodger.
No, okay, but hear me out. He had the one song, the Timmy Trumpet song with the Mets. Now the Dodgers are doing the same thing.
I don't like it.
Shouldn't it be a different song?
No.
Well, I don't think it should be a different song, but did you hear...
It's not his.
Did you hear the version?
They have an actual trumpet playing in the stadium. It didn't sound as cool.
It didn't sound as cool. Thank you, Marshy. Not that she wasn't playing the trumpet fine. She was. It's just...
So you didn't like how she played the trumpet?
I didn't... Listen.
It didn't hit the same.
It didn't hit the same.
Enough for Anthony.
She wasn't good enough.
It didn't hit the same.
Why not?
You listen to it. You tell me it's the same as Tommy Trumpets there and Timmy Trumpets in New York. Tommy's brother.
Yeah, man. You just don't like it because it's the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's correct.
It.
But it also
That's
didn't
the
hit
only
same.
reason why you don't like it. It had nothing to do with Diaz or the trumpet or the woman. It's the Dodgers. We get it. You know.
Marsh, you back me up on this. Didn't
He'll be
sound
mad
the same.
again in October.
It didn't. Don't get me wrong. It still was cool. It just didn't hit the same.
I thought it was less cool. And now I'm all about Mason Miller's
Okay.
walk out.
I got Riley O'Brien, who said one game.
What was the song?
Get behind that
I didn't
one.
hear it.
It was like some techno song. I don't know.
Oh. Man, if you like it, I love it.
You know what? Jamie doesn't like fan engagement. He's all traditional. He, in fact, likes all day games.
He does.
I do love a good day game. But
Actually, so do I,
as far as the
'cause we can
fan
watch it.
engagement goes, I'm fine with the walkout song. You got to give me a little more than one game. You know?
What would be your guys' walkout song?
I don't know.
Oh, I was thinking about that. It would probably be something with DMX. Yeah.
X gonna give it to you?
Yo, give it to you.
I probably wouldn't have one. It's a little premature. It's too
That's
early.
right. See, Marshy?
I haven't earned it.
There you go. There you go.
Let's say you did earn it. Marsh, this is right up your alley. Don't tell me you haven't thought about this.
I haven't. I haven't thought about it. See, here's the thing. I think a walk-up song for a batter, I've thought about that. I think that's different than a closer. A closer has to be like more menacing because you're about to come in and throw heat in the game. I haven't thought about that yet.
As a closer? Yeah. We're talking about as a closer, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about anybody else.
No,
No, but
I
We're talking about shut down,
Yes.
end of the night, party's over, take your butt home, and go to bed. Yeah. That's who you want to be.
Right. No, I hadn't thought about that song. I've thought about walk-up music in terms of being a batter. I think the situation's different. Like with a song, you could have like Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. That could be your walk-up song. That's not my closer song.
Can't
though.
be.
It can't be.
I don't like it as a. I
I'll
don't
think
like it
of
as
one
a.
before the show ends. How about that?
I want something menacing too when I'm walking up to the dish. You get into like a situation, 7th, 8th inning. You want to strike fear into that pitcher, that relief pitcher. You're coming up, 3rd at bat. You know?
Yeah.
Jamie?
I got you. Yeah.
What do you got against Chicken Fried?
It's too light.
It's too light.
It's a great song. It's just too
It's a great
light.
song. It's just, it's different.
That relief pitcher is standing up there thinking, this guy's got nothing. I'm set. I'm fine. I'm good.
Even though it's Matt Holliday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know if the music is going to strike fear.
Listen, I think it's all about the music,
that
quite
might
frankly.
strike fear. Yeah, what'd you say your song would be, by the way?
Probably Man in the Box by Alice in Chains.
I would go with...
Not Alice Cooper.
I met him.
Carey was so excited for me. He was so excited for me. Alice Cooper was next to her, Casey, months ago, and Carey's, dude, that's your guy. I'm like, yeah, I like him. And well, that's your favorite band. I said, no, it's Alice in Chains.
Yeah, same thing, man.
No.
He's been in chains.
I mean,
See? Yeah, Alice in Chains.
different situation.
Different, yeah.
I definitely
What was
thought
yours?
that's who it was.
When Worlds Collide by Power Man.
Power
5000.
Man. Yeah, okay. I like that. All right, Marsh, make sure you get yours by the end of the day.
Yep.
It's Fascinating 101 ESPN. Jimmy Snuggerud named NHL Rookie of the Month. We'll get into his maturation in his first year. It's kind of a situation where I feel like his development, or at least the talk of his development, took a back seat with the Blues starting off so slow. So we'll dive into Jimmy Snuggerud next on 101 ESPN.
With over 20 years of family ownership and operation, my friends over at E&B Granite, they are St. Louis's trusted name when it comes time to renovate your kitchen, your bathroom, or that outdoor living space. They have an amazing selection of countertops. You get down to 6135 Manchester Ave. Countertops are right there in back in the warehouse. You get to walk through the aisles, pick your countertop. You get to see exactly what it looks like in the light, change the lights, the dark, whatever it is you want, you'll get a chance to see it. So they got amazing selection there. They got an unbelievable selection of cabinets, too. And the best part about E&B Granite is whatever your budget is, they can maximize that for you. It's not like you're going to get cheap stuff. You get amazing quality items from E&B Granite. Great colors and patterns for their flooring as well. I mean, they just do everything right over there. So please, again, get down to the showroom, talk with one of the in-house design staff members, tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in, or give them a call, book an appointment. That number's 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit enbgranite.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals currently taking on the New York Mets right now. 0-0 the score in the top of the sixth inning. 2 outs in the top of the sixth. Matthew Liberatore on the mound. We'll keep you updated on that one. We'll also talk with Brad Thompson after the game. And we'll also speak with Joe Vitale at 5:30 as the Blues take on the Kings tonight. Pregame starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. Speaking of the Blues, Jimmy Snuggerud named NHL Rookie of the Month month. We'll talk about him in his rookie year coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Cleared around and out. Picked away by Holloway. Fakes a pass to the middle. Hits the trailer. Fowler back door. They score! Snuggerud! 17 on the year for the rookie.
That's Chris Kerber on the call. That was the game against Toronto last Saturday in which Snuggerud scored, and it was a 5-1 throttling of the Toronto Blue Jays in that one. By the way, the Mets have taken a 1-0 lead against the Cardinals on a Juan Soto home run solo shot. Fortunately, it was a solo shot after Nolan Gorman had booted one at third base. Liberatore picked off Francisco Lindor, who's having a kind of a rough game himself, but Soto then touched some seats. So it's 1-0 top six. Mets trying to win the rubber match. But these cardiac Cardinals, never count them out.
Indeed.
Never count them out. All right, so the reason why we're talking about Jimmy Snuggerud, because congratulations, kid. You were named NHL Rookie of the Month in March. So Snuggerud posted a 7-8-15 line, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points throughout March, where the Blues were 10-2-2. I mentioned this in the tease, Jamie. I don't know how you guys feel, but with the Blues starting off slow, and even Snuggerud maybe getting off to a slower start, it feels like the discussion of his development has taken a backseat this year. So let's dive into it. His first full season in the NHL. What have you seen? Positives, and then of course things that he can stand to grow on.
Well, I actually think he's headed in the right direction right now. To start the season, you could see a young player that was trying to satisfy those around him. And at times, the game was a little quick for him. Mm-hmm. And then he started to turn a corner. Started to play more confident. He was possessing the puck for longer periods of time. He wasn't looking to pass the puck as much. I do think it goes back to a conversation, too, that Jim Montgomery had with Snuggy at one point and said, hey, look, the reason you're on this line is to shoot the puck. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's a guy that's wide open, well, yeah, of course, you're a smart hockey player. You pass the puck. But otherwise, you're our best option to score. So, he challenged him. He's like, I want more attempts on net. And Snuggy started firing the puck from everywhere. And now the chemistry he has with Robert Thomas and Dylan Holloway in particular, it looks really good. He's passing the puck when he can. He's shooting the puck when he's supposed to. Dylan Holloway's doing his job, too. When I thought Snuggy would start to dip, he's done the opposite. And the only thing I was basing it off of was number of games played and total ice time in a season, because he's never been even anywhere close to this throughout his collegiate career. And now when a youngster could kind of fall off a little bit, he's going the other way. He's Rookie of the Month in the month of March. There's only a handful of games left.
Yeah.
So for me, his development started at the start of the season, and then about Christmas time there, when he came back from his injury, I forget the exact date where he came back, it's just been a whole different game for him. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, this is just his first year in the NHL. What's it going to look like 3 years down the road when he's figuring things out a little more? He's got a little more veteran savvy going. He's been in these situations before. I think he's a 30-goal, 65, 70-point player. I think that's where he's at. If he gets more, great. I'm sure some people, you got to get him. Okay, maybe he'll get more, but I'm going to play it safe. And based off of what I see from this player, I think that's what he is, which, by the way, hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, but when he gets paid, fans will want him out with only that production.
No.
Well, when he gets paid like $9 or $10 million a year, yeah, they won't want 30, they'll want 50 goals.
Exactly.
Because, look what he's being paid.
Or they'll demand that he's traded.
Yeah. That's a great observation.
It's right here in the fan rule book. Got it right here.
I don't have that book.
Section 5, paragraph 5.
For me, it was, I think I'm looking at the numbers now. It was around January where he just started saying fast lane and I'm going to shoot the puck. He was 5 shots on goal, 4 shots on goal. Like he was actually shooting the puck. The one thing that you said since he got here, or even before he got here, he has a lethal slap shot. He has a lethal shot. And if you're expected to score goals, I don't know much about hockey, Jamie, but I don't think you can score unless you shoot the puck.
Correct.
I mean, you can stand in front of the net and get them bounced off of you and score but that seems like a painful
great strategy.
Seems like a painful way to go about it. maybe on the outside taking a good shot and doing what you do best. And I think he's done a fantastic job of that. But I also think that came with becoming more comfortable. Like you said, sometimes as a younger player, in your mind, especially when you know, like, you're the new guy here, you want to defer. You don't want to seem like I'm the one. But then the coach is telling you, and your teammates start saying, hey, man, in order for us to do this, we need you to do that. And that's the only way we're going to have success. And I think that those two things kind of are correlated for the Blues and for Jimmy Snuggerud is when he started shooting the puck and got on that first line with Holloway and Robert Thomas, you saw the team start to make a transition and ascend in a way because that line is really, really good together. Mm-hmm. So it comes down to that, and he's done a fantastic job and well-deserved to be Rookie of the Month. I think that's a great honor for him, and I'm sure I think he's got 17 goals. He's tied for the lead on the team right now. I believe he's going to end up with at least 20 goals. And, going into next year, I would say 30 to 35.
Be nice.
Hopefully easily.
Hopefully.
I don't know if it's easy.
It'll depend on
that.
Some of the staff around him. And let's just remember, too, that this power play has not been very good all year. If this power play is operating at a clip of even being, 14th or 15th in the NHL, Snuggie probably has a handful more goals and certainly more points because he plays a power play. The one thing that goes kind of untalked about, just because most people aren't privy to it, which is quite normal as a fan, just how good of a kid he is. Mm-hmm. Great kid, extremely coachable, listens well to the coaching staff. He loves to compete. He loves to win the puck battles. All the little things that, you can't really teach somebody, he comes by them very honestly. So that just shows that as he grows and tries to get better, he's coachable to hit the next level whenever that is.
It's huge, yeah, because if you're closed off, you try to do everything your way.
Yeah.
Even when you have success, maybe you don't endear yourself to your coaches or your teammates.
Or you're just closed off to other ideas or advice.
Right.
Who'd you say?
Splashback Deuce said Snuggets is smart, too. And unlike Irish Snuggets, can handle and put stick on puck when you need him to.
Kyrie took a stray.
Call them Snuggets.
Pretty sure Splash was joking on that one. Maybe.
Was he?
Building off of what I said. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. So Marsh wanted to talk about this next segment because he doesn't like me. Are the Cardinals better with Ivan Herrera behind the plate? The numbers through 2 games suggest 100% yes. And I should shut my mouth. That's next on 101 ESPN. Carey, I don't know yet if you've been asked, hey, heard you talk about mentality. Mm-hmm. Does it work? That's always the first thing that anybody asks, whether it's a friend, family member, anybody that's considering what we've talked about with mentality. That's first. Does it work? Yes, It absolutely works. I wouldn't be talking about it on the air, and I wouldn't have just gone to mentality 2 days ago if it didn't. I love their program because when you're feeling run down as a guy, if you're feeling moody, you're feeling like you don't even want to get in the gym, let alone when you do get in the gym, you walk around, you're going through the motions because you just don't feel like yourself. That's when mentality comes in. They up your free testosterone ranges. They get you on their program after doing some blood work, make sure nothing else is going on, and you start to feel like the guy you were 10 years ago.
And the thing that I love most is you've been to doctors' offices where they say words and terminologies. You don't know what they're talking about. You have no clue. That's not mentality. They talk to you in layman's terms. They talk to you in terms that you can understand, and they're human-based. They're centered on what's going to make you personally feel better and how to get to that. They're going to run real labs and get you real answers and how to be the best version of yourself. So I go to Chesterfield, you go to South County, 2 great locations. Go check them out, man. It'll help you out.
Absolutely. And right now, all new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan. So just mention Carey or me here on 101 ESPN. Savings of $250 right out of the gates. $250. Now's the best time to head to Mentality. Again, 2 different locations. Reclaim the old you, the younger you with Mentality. Schedule your appointment now at lowtusa.com.
ability to navigate this lineup. It's a tough one, right? And what he did with Andre was really good. Him being able to catch all nine and just stay in there because of what he was doing behind the plate was important and a confidence builder for him as well. But overall, I loved what he did offensively and what he was able to do behind the plate.
Ollie Marmol last night following the Cardinals 3-0 victory over the Mets, talking about Ivan Herrera. And it looks like for a second straight year, I have absolutely disastrously predicted that a player should not play a position.
Well,
because
I'm sorry.
Because if you look at the two games that Herrera's been catching, He's on a Hall of Fame type career path. McGreevy, 6 innings of work, no hits, no runs in Ivan Herrera's first stint behind the plate. Palante last night, 5 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. Bullpen in 2 games, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Marsh wanted to put this on the rundown because he doesn't like me, but I can't.
He didn't like you before
fault him.
this. So
I can't fault him, guys.
That's not true. Anthony, it's April Fool's Day. He was just fooling with you.
I don't think so, guys.
I love you, Anthony.
No, he looks good. He does. He looks good. Looks good through the first 2 starts now. He'll be tested more, and he hasn't. Jamie, you had brought this up in the office. It's not like he's been tasked with throwing a bunch of guys out and throwing and all. But that's still part of the catching experience, I think. But hey, first 2 starts, outstanding.
Large part of the experience. Now, if you don't get runners on, probably job is a little bit easier for you. But until we see him in conflict, which is runners on base, on first base, and position a guy that is probably going to swipe a bag, and you got to get him out. I think that's when we'll start to understand, whether or not Ivan Herrera can actually play that position. Now, to me, if he can't, there's a dilemma, and Marsh knows my dilemma with this catching position.
What's that? What's that, CD?
Well, if one guy can't throw people out and the other guy can't block the ball,
sure,
you got problems. Because either way, they end up on second base, Ant. You know what I mean?
Very true, yeah.
Either way.
If you're Ella de la Cruz, third.
You just keep running. Don't stop. You're fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's problematic for the men behind the plate. Now, what I do love, I was watching the old ball game the other night. There's a guy back there watching intently. He was watching the catcher, and he went to the pitcher, then he went to the catcher, he went to the pitcher. I was like, oh, he's dialed in.
CB Buckner?
No, he's not watching anybody.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
He doesn't watch anything on the baseball field. He might be on his iPhone. I don't know what he's doing. He got stuff to do.
Wow.
He's ready to go home.
He left today's game, by the way. Got hit in the mask.
Yeah, that's too
I
bad.
bet. Yeah. But for me, Yadier Molina being in the building at the games, watching, and it was, they panned to him. The camera crew did a great job of panning to him, and he was looking back and forth. It was almost like watching a genius in his craft, just in a different role than he's usually been in, that you've seen him in.
Sure.
But you could tell he was dialed in. He was looking at the catcher, and as soon as the pitcher got the ball, he was just, and it was our staff. He was looking at us just to see, maybe he's trying to see if there are any tells, anything that he's showing, anything that he's giving away, because all of those things matter when you're in that batter's box. And so I think having Yadier Molina here is definitely going to help those 2 catchers, or those 3 catchers, whenever Poso gets an opportunity. But you got to be able to block the plate, and you got to be able to throw runners out when those opportunities are presented. So far, Pages has let a few past him. Herrera hasn't been challenged just yet, but we need to see what it looks like when he does.
Amen, Carey. Honestly, that's what I thought of right away last night when I was watching the game, too. Saw the same thing.
Yeah.
You're panning over to Yachty. I'm like, this is what it was supposed to be. When Yachty signed on a number of years ago and was never really part of the team, nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Now he's back on with the team, but he's at spring training. Now he's here for the first couple series here at home in St. Louis. You don't think Herrera benefits from that? Pages? Like, all of these guys, even the pitchers benefit from having Herrera, or having Yachty. But
the numbers say Herrera too, so you didn't speak out of turn there.
Watching Herrera, just even he covers ground. Carey, you talk about Pages with the pass balls. Yeah. Herrera gets over. He blocks. He had a great block last night. The ball bounced 2 feet in front of him, and he's ready to throw the guy out. Like, he looks really solid. It's 2 games, and from what I understand, they're looking to play him 1 game in each series until something changes their mind. But I've liked, so far, everything that Herrera's bringing to the table, and he get a big knock last night to double for 2 RBIs. Like, that's what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to your point, the numbers for the pitchers that he's been catching for are really good.
Good. So far, so good. I also worry there's another component there to when I was talking about, though, with Herrera just being the DH, and that would be the injury component. The catcher, as we know, it's just a nasty position.
Yeah.
You get a foul tip off the finger. You get a foul tip, that hits you in the wrong spot with your glove.
Wrong spot in general.
Wrong spot in general, as we've seen. Sorry about it, Ray. The Rays catcher. Or not the Rays catcher. Was it the Rays catcher? Yeah, it was Rays catcher.
It was Yachty, too.
It was
Yachty was.
Yeah. So I worry about the injury component to this, too, because Ivan Herrera is one of your best hitters, if not your best overall hitter. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But, again, so far, so good for Ivan Herrera, the catcher, Marshy. Mm-hmm. Now, Marsh, again, you wanted this segment because you're a big believer in Ivan Herrera as a catcher. So any thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, I think so far so good for him. And, we talked about him throwing guys out. Really hasn't had the opportunity to do that. That's what happens when you call a good game and guys don't get on base, Anthony. But I'm interested to see when that opportunity arises, when he has the ability to throw somebody out, how that new arm, that Winter Soldier arm apparently that he has now because of what he did over the offseason to help that out. I wonder if it is good to go.
What are we going to do if he pops up and throws a 100-mile-an-hour strike to second base?
Oh, if he has the Winter Soldier arm,
right?
I'm all in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we're like, what?
That would be funny. Just an absolute bazooka. All right, it's the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So the Cardinals just rallied to tie the game at 1 apiece. It could have been a disaster because Ollie continues to do one thing that I don't know if any Cardinals fan is on board with. We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. Here's how it works. Place any bet with FanDuel using your Bet Reset token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. And if you're looking at some games for today, maybe you like the 76ers on the money line or the spread. Maybe you want to take the Atlanta Hawks over the Orlando Magic. Maybe you want to go with baseball. Maybe you want to do some live game betting and take the Cardinals on the money line. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to sign up today. FanDuel, play your game. You must be 21 plus and present in Missouri. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 301. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. I'll just remind everybody that it is early. It's early in the season. But does anybody think that batting Mason Wynn fourth makes any damn sense?
Nope.
I mean,
No.
at all?
The very first time I saw it, I thought it was ridiculous.
So he just came up in the bottom of the sixth inning, and at the time it was still 1-0. Burleson had just struck out. And, of course, now you got Mason Wynn coming up, who we all like as a hitter. But who outside of Ollie Marmol thinks that Mason Wynn is a cleanup hitter? And Mason Wynn comes up, and he promptly pops up. Infield fly is in effect, and now you got 2 outs. Fortunately, Nolan Gorman sliced one up the middle to make it 1-1.
Yeah.
But if Gorman strikes out or he grounds out, he gets out, you're looking at a spot where that was a crucial moment in an early season game in which you're trying to win a series, your second series in a row, and Mason Wynn has come up in crucial spots. Not to mention last night, they worked around Burley twice
To get to
to win.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I don't understand what the experiment is here.
I don't either. And a couple of things I'm wondering. I don't know them to be true because I can't, I can't get into Mason Wynn's mind and find out for sure. But when you look up there and you see yourself batting cleanup, like, does his approach change to each at bat? Like, when you see yourself in the number 1, number 2 hole, you're like, okay, I know what my job is here. Or in the bottom part of the order, your job is just put the ball in play, do the best you can, provide some offense. You see yourself in the cleanup spot, you're like, okay, I got to produce. Like, I got to be the guy. And what I'm seeing is that he's not the guy. And I just don't get it. Last year, Brendan Donovan, they had that experiment for a while. I can't remember how that went. I think it was fine. And I'm wondering if, because it was fine, is why they're doing this?
But even that, right? And I understand you're trying to throw out theories like the rest of us. But even that doesn't make sense. What did you see before out of a leadoff type hitter that makes you want to put him in the cleanup spot? Right.
Yeah,
Carey, make sense of it.
I can't. I think that Mason Wynn. I mean, I would probably move up Gorman and Walker to be your 4 or 5 and put Wynn at 6.
Yes.
Or put Wynn at 2 and move Herrera and Burley to 3 and 4. Like, it's either one or the other. And I do agree, Jamie. That was one of the first things I thought when I saw him batting, in the cleanup spot is, does that alter your approach? Do you feel like now I'm batting cleanup and the history of guys in this spot, I got to go yard, baby. Like, I wonder if that changes how you approach your day-to-day work. So I hope not. I would hope that they're not, viewing him as a power hitter and a guy that's going to, clean up the bases for you. But I think that just naturally, innately, you're going to have that thought process if you're batting in that cleanup spot. So I don't think I'm surprised that we are, 6 games in and he's still batting fourth. I would hope or assume that the next series that he would be batting somewhere else. And he's not having the success yet that he needs to in that spot either. So that kind of gives you a reason to say, hey, we're going to move Gorman and Walker up and put you behind them, or we're going to move Burley and Herrera back and put you in front of them. So I think it's all about having the right protection. And I agree with the 6-3-6. It is the left-right thing, which I think is damn ridiculous.
I agree.
I don't understand that. I don't have a problem if you have Herrera and then you have Burley and Gorman back-to-back as lefties. Right. I don't think baseball has to be right, left. You're not marching, man.
Right.
So I think it's just weird that we look at that and that's how this lineup is constructed day in and day out. Put your best players where they need to be so they have protection in front of them or behind them and let them roll, and don't have Mason Wynn batting cleanup. That's it.
I would have to assume things change when they take on the Tigers. I would just have to assume, just because of what has transpired so far this year. Because, Anthony, you mentioned it. Burley walked 2 times yesterday. Mason Wynn 0 for 4. He came into the game batting 143. That number's gone down. He struck out once already today. And that inning could have went completely different.
Totally.
So, good thing Gorman came through, though. And, Jamie, you mentioned Brendan Donovan. I'm on Baseball Reference. not last year did he didn't bat in the cleanup spot. They had him batting third, which he actually did really well. He batted .309 in 57 games, 250 plate appearances, batting third. Is that a position that you would put Mason Wynn?
But correct me if I'm wrong. They did have Brendan Donovan at cleanup.
They did, because I remember you complaining about it.
Yeah,
and he's not a prototypical. Last year I was more like, well, all right, he's not a prototypical cleanup hitter. It doesn't really make sense, but you don't have a lot of great options. This year it feels like they do. This year it feels like with J.J. Weatherhold at the top, Gorman swinging a pretty good bat right now.
Walker.
Herrera starting to heat up now. Walker's off to a good start. So there's no reason for it.
Donovan did bat cleanup in 2024. Not last year, though.
No.
He batted .257, and I believe it was 19 games started. He batted cleanup.
I told you, Jamie, I didn't have him in the cleanup spot last year.
Either way, 2 years ago, he shouldn't have been in the cleanup.
No.
It just doesn't profile that way. Right now, if I'm Ollie Marmol and the Cardinals, I'm seriously considering Jordan Walker. He's having a really good start. His numbers are good. He's seeing the ball. He's laying off pitches. And then you'd have your left-right. You have Burley than Walker. I think it's a bigger advantage than Mason Wynn.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I want somebody to ask Ollie, why are you doing this right now?
Well, we've got Brad Thompson up at the, let's see, right now he's scheduled for 4:45, but we'll have him somewhere in the 4 o'clock hour.
I'm going to ask that question for sure.
I want to ask BT, take your announcer hat off, put on your Cardinals hat.
Yeah.
You're an opposing pitcher. You got Alec Burleson, and then you've got Mason Wynn up. As an opposing pitcher, your thought process. And if he's honest, I would have to imagine I'm working around Burleson.
I'm not giving Burley anything meaty
to get to win.
So we got a text from the 314. I don't know if I agree with this. You only really have cleanup the first time through the order. I keep thinking he's trying to go small ball. But that goes back to what you just said, where if your best hitter right now in Alec Burleson is continuing to get pitched around in certain situations, especially if there's nobody on, like, what are we doing?
Right.
That's why I think where you bat in the lineup matters, because you have to have protection. Like, if you got a guy behind, they don't pitch around you. They're like, oh, I got to face him because I don't want him on base because player X is a threat to do some damage as well with runners on. So you have to, it's just, and I know that maybe the Cardinals don't feel, or maybe they don't have those players that can have the protection. Maybe they got a guy here and a guy there, and they don't have the protection needed. Like Burley is protecting Herrera, but you got to be able to have somebody behind one of your better hitters to make sure that they're not able to just pitch around them and make life easier for themselves.
If Mason Wynn was hitting better right now, would you still feel the same way that he needs to go somewhere else in the order? Well, or would this be justified?
I would.
Well, I would say he's not. I would still say he's not a prototypical cleanup hitter, but maybe Ollie's seeing something, and if he's hitting well, then what do we know? That's exactly what I would say. But he's still not a prototypical cleanup hitter.
Well, there's a text line here from the 636 brought up a good point. It says, when's the last time you saw a cleanup hitter bunt with runners on first and second with one out? Never, until Wynn did it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it. Not one bit. Cardinals right now 1-1 with the Mets as they wrap up the rubber match at Busch Stadium. Mets got a couple of guys on. Jojo Romero in from the pen to try to get the Cardinals to the top half of the eighth, or the bottom half of the eighth. We do have some audio that Marsh just dug out. Here's Ollie on the Gas House Gang on the situation with Wynn.
Not too quickly. The reasons we did it, I'd like to give it time, and it's more of having someone there that can make some contact, not put in Gorman in a situation where he's fourth, and when you bring in a lefty, whether you do it at Vic in the 9 or you do it at JJ in the 1, right? If you're the opposition and you bring in the lefty there and you have the 3-batter minimum, then when I pinch hit for Gorman in the 4, then they have the upper hand of bringing the righty in there as well. So you never get the upper hand of that matchup if he's there. So you can just let it ride and let all the lefties face lefties, and that's fine. But in order to buy them some right-handed arms coming at them, I think you try to split them up. So it's there's different ways of thinking about it. I don't think we have to react to it too quickly because the options of what you would do otherwise aren't very clear. If something was screaming at us, then sure. But at the moment, I think we can ride this out and just see how it plays out for a little bit.
I got a bit of an issue with what he just said.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he just did what?
Said you had a bit of an issue, and we could go in a bunch of different ways, but then you said with what he just said. Yeah.
My giggles paisano over here.
Took me a second to catch it.
He just described everything. Well, they go lefty on lefty there. Same concept, bro. They'll go righty on righty with like everything you just said. They can do in reverse with Mason Wynn, except Mason Wynn really isn't a power threat.
Plus, you don't have to put Nolan Gorman in a cleanup spot.
No, it could be Jordan Walker.
It could be Ivan Herrera.
Could be Poso.
Yeah,
well, I'm not. But in a pinch, if coming off the bench, if they throw the lefty out there, Poso can swing, man. The guy, nothing else. He proved he can hit a baseball last year.
I get what he's saying in that he doesn't want the back-to-back lefties, but that's assuming, of course, that you simply just move Gorman up. You don't have to have. I think Gorman's a fifth hitter. I think Ivan Herrera should be your cleanup hitter. Quite frankly, what do you do at 2? I wouldn't mind Alec Burleson at 2 and Mason Wynn at 3 if you want the contact.
You have 3 lefties back to back to back. 9, 1, and 2. Can't do that.
Okay, well, fine. Mason Wynn at 2.
Can't do that.
But I actually don't like Mason Wynn at 2. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Why don't we just throw Jamie out there?
Jamie could
lefty hitter. We've seen him swing the stick.
Man, he's a pitcher.
He's a very good hitter. Well, he's a pitcher, too. He's Shohei.
They got a rule now. They got a rule now that when Jamie eventually comes out of the game, that's if he doesn't go full 9. He can stay in that game, Anthony.
Oh, yeah. So it's called the Barry rule.
Yes,
I heard of that.
Well known.
Sports Six Pack is coming up next. Part 1 at least. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you have any questions for us, send it there. We'll answer them next in our Sports Six Pack. With Underdog Fantasy, you could get paid for your hunches, and it doesn't have to just be on Major League Baseball. It could be on NBA. It could be on the NCAA tournament. They've got it all at Underdog. They even have UFL games. So maybe you're watching the Battlehawks and you get a good read on whether or not a certain player is going to go higher or lower on their stats. Head to Underdog, and I'll give you the download information here in a second, and also a bonus opportunity for you when you do sign up. But go to Underdog, build your card. All you have to do is choose whether or not certain players will go higher or lower in their stats. So it could be, if baseball, it could be strikeouts or hits. If it's basketball, points, rebounds, assists, hockey, you get the idea. Build your card. If you hit all of your picks, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, all courtesy of Underdog, which you can play here in Missouri. So download that app today. Use my promo code Anthony to score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is Anthony. They'll ask you for it at sign up. Just type in my first name, and then you'll cash the $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. It's Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets at underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncbgambling.org.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. If you'd like to participate in our Sports Six-Pack segments, this is part one. If you got a question, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Marshy, question one, please.
Question number one.
All right, from the 314, if you were tasked with selling Connor McDavid on signing in St. Louis when he's up for free agency, what would your pitch be? Let's assume he knows about the free zoo.
I got good goaltending. Because if you had good goaltending in Edmonton, you probably have a ring right now.
That's a pretty strong pitch there, Jamie.
Yeah. We don't have Tristan Jarry between the pipes. That would be my first thing I would say. Second thing would be that we've got a really good head coach in Jim Montgomery. Chris Knobloch, I don't know. Never heard of the guy. He was coaching junior hockey, and all of a sudden he's promoted to the Edmonton Oilers. You can't fault him too much. You got the team to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. I mean, at least McDavid and Draisaitl did. But that, what? What?
Let him talk, Carey.
Did I say something wrong? Was I incorrect?
Listening, man.
Was I incorrect?
Jeez.
Whatever, dude. But that would be my first pitch, is that we've got solid goaltending here, and all we're missing is you. We have great accent pieces. We got the Snuggies, the Kairos, the Thomases, the Neighbors, the Holloways, Brobergs. We got all these things, but what we don't have is you. And once we get you, see those things outside the Enterprise Center? See that Federico, that McInnes, that Hull? Could be a McDavid out there one day.
I wonder if the great one could get in his ear and say, you know what? You would love St. Louis.
He would for sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
No, like the media is completely different.
And I guarantee you McDavid would call him and ask him about it and say, hey, look, like, what am I getting into? And Gretz would just be like, look, St. Louis is awesome. This is how many guys live here post-career. Guys come back for all these events, all the stuff. Like, yeah, and the media. Now, the media, I would say, would probably get a little heavier in St. Louis, meaning there probably more people would have websites that they're writing for, pop-up little things and podcasts, and they'd get their media passes, and there'd be more people because it's Connor McDavid.
Right.
There'll be nothing like some of the crap he goes through up in Edmonton.
Wow. Sounds
I think it's, I mean,
I just got excited. I don't know about you guys, but
if you're Connor McDavid, why wouldn't you come after what Jamie just said?
That's a good point.
that was a heck of a
I got an
case.
extra room at the house, too. He'd love it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that with a Cardinals player, though?
Yeah,
It didn't work
Nagowski.
out? Yeah, John
but,
Nagowski. The Nog
He
father.
didn't pay his rent. That was
Kicked him
an
out.
awkward situation. Had to call Mo and have him optioned.
It's tough.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, it's a
But,
business decision, though.
Listen,
Anthony.
it's fair.
I thought I was doing a good thing for this guy.
You don't pay, you're out.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even that much.
John Nagowski's no Connor McDavid, though.
Yeah, the Nog father.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you are.
That's it, really?
I'm sure at one point he was. Hear me?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't know about that.
At some point in his life, I guarantee.
Even then, I don't know.
In his world, I mean, we all were. At some point, were we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
I don't know, Carey. Think about the best player on your team.
Hey, man.
And Connor McDavid was way better than that guy.
But I was the best player. What I'm saying is, you were the best player somewhere at some point, and probably the best player of all the players you played against.
Yeah.
So you got that in common with him.
Anthony and I weren't.
Yeah, we're almost brothers.
No, not
Not you and me.
Yeah, we are.
We're
one bit more.
Especially, we are.
That's a good
We're
point.
damn sure brothers. They count on you.
Go ahead, Marsh.
Let's get McDavid.
Question number two.
All right, from the 314, what is the UFL's ceiling?
We get asked that question a lot.
Yeah.
And that's
They've hit it.
I would hope. I don't know. I would like to think that it's greater than what it is right now. but it's about marketing, and it's about eyeballs, and it's about people wanting to partake in your product. Like the Cardinals we've talked about for the last few years, why would fans keep showing up to a product that they don't feel is good? Mm-hmm. So I think the UFL, in my opinion, I would be trying to go get big names. And now, whether that's a big name that is at the tail end of his career and pay him something that maybe a veteran starter in the NFL, if you're a quarterback, a veteran backup that you're not going to get paid, hell, go Andy Dalton. Like, I would, if that's a big enough name for you.
Yeah.
I would be trying
to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd rather make my backup money in
Joe
the NFL.
Flacco in 2 years, when it's over.
50.
You love him. You think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he can retire and get his gold jacket.
I would be trying either an older veteran that just loves the game, now it might be harder, or one of these younger players that were a superstar at the collegiate level and for whatever reason just didn't pan out at the pro level.
Yeah, that's
the way you have to. Cody Schrader, who hasn't, and it's going to be hard, right? Because he's
got dreams of playing in the NFL.
I know it. But if you put some, it's no different than what you talk about with signing some of these young Major League Baseball players. If I offer you 8 years, $110 million, are you going to take it? Probably.
Yes.
If I offer you a 1-year deal for $10 million, Cody Schrader, and you are on practice squad making, I don't know, $400,000, are we really having a conversation?
I just don't think the numbers
and you're
realistic.
putting out tape too, right?
And you're getting, but that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to find a way.
Need to get an independent sponsor almost for one player per team.
I mean, listen. You better call some of these college funds. They got NIL money out there.
But they're not going to give that money to the UFL.
You got to find people that have the money. Is what I'm saying.
I agree. I like the idea, or at least I think the idea of the younger star player is way better than the old guy, because the old guy
would have to be a quarterback.
The old guy doesn't need.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need to be hit anymore. He's like, I'm good being the backup, you know.
But AJ McCarron was that way.
Yeah, but he was never an NFL star.
No, but he was a collegiate star.
Star. Like, who's the kid from Vanderbilt, the quarterback?
Diego Pavia.
Pavia. Like, I look at this guy.
He's going to the NFL.
He not really though.
Yeah, man.
We'll see about that. But that's a guy I would throw some cash at and be like, you know what? He's got a good following on social media. People know who he is. He's a little bit arrogant and cocky at times. Like, that's kind of what we need.
Yeah.
To get this going a little bit. So that would be a guy like, remember, I think I brought this up before, but remember like when Rocket Ishmael was at Notre Dame, I believe he got drafted to the NFL, but then he signed with the Toronto Argonauts and went and played in the CFL for 2 years because Bruce McNall, John Candy, and Wayne Gretzky threw a whole boatload of money at him to go play in the CFL. He won a Grey Cup and then went back down to the NFL and played in the NFL. Now, was he a marquee player in the NFL? Not really. He was fine. But that's what I'm like. Rocket Ishmael was like the hot name coming out of college. Like, grab that guy.
I think Jamie's on to something, and Carey, you're kind of suggesting the same thing, and that just get some name value.
You have to.
But if you can capitalize on the popular college player, that is really just a popular college player, but not a legit
who's
NFL.
Actually aware that, like, I'm great at college, but
that's tough. That is a tough sell.
Sure,
but you can sell it to them
right
on draft day. Maybe you move your season directly after the draft. We're going to start, or we're going to start training camp directly after the draft. Hey, you didn't get drafted there, big fella. Here's $5 million. What do you want to do?
Gonna be a lot more than
you want to go be the 5th quarterback for the Texans, who got a $100 million guy.
Yep.
And fight it out for maybe a practice squad, or you can come get some of this film and some money, and play some football for us.
You think Tim Tebow would like to play in the UFL?
I think if he was going to,
like right now,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't really want to see Tim Tebow right now.
Tim Tebow after he got done like the Jets or the Patriots.
No. It's the name.
I don't want to see Tim Tebow right now. He ain't played in like 8 years. 6-8 years.
Just saying.
I'm cool.
It's kind of like, but that's what I'm kind of like talking about is.
I think it does. I mean, You have had other quarterbacks, other players. Warren Moon went to the CFL. You had didn't Jim Kelly go to the USFL?
Yes,
You've
sir.
had other guys go
Doug
into other
Flutie went
leagues.
to the CFL.
So there is
Calgary
a
Stampeders.
standard for it to have happened. You got to find the money and you got to make it happen. If you want your ceiling to be, higher.
All right, we'll roll over the next Sports Six Pack. So if you got questions, again, keep sending them in to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Part 2 of the Sixer next. You know what I love? Getting something free. Who doesn't, right? Mosby right now, all April long, when you invest in a brand new exterior door, that hardware, yeah, that's on the house. That's on Mosby. And that matters because your front door is the first impression of your home. It's style, it's security, energy efficiency, and it's all in one. That hardware that comes with it, well, we're talking about the finishing touch that pulls it all together. So now you're not just upgrading your entry, you're getting the complete look at no extra cost. You can make coming home feel even better. You can also upgrade the look and the feel of the exterior of your home while providing maybe a boost in curb appeal. All because you went with Mosby Building Arts to replace your front entry. And again, that hardware is completely free when you call 314-909-1800. Again, 314-909-1800 in the month of April. You can also visit Mosby Building Arts at callmosby.com. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals are all knotted up with the New York Mets right now. 1-1 the score in the top of the ninth inning. We'll keep you updated on that one. We'll talk with Brad Thompson shortly after the game. We'll also talk with Joe Vitale at 5:30 as the Blues take on the LA Kings tonight. Pregame for that one right here on 101 ESPN. Starts at 7 o'clock. Puck drop is at 8. We have part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack, part 2 next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's go to question 3, Marsh.
Question number 3.
All right, from the 314, who has been the MVP for the Blues this year? The 314, their vote would be Philip Broberg.
Yeah, I'll go one further. I'll say Joel Hofer. Broberg's been fantastic, there's no doubt. But Joel Hofer, to me, has been incredible. You know, the month of October, not great, but since then, he's been one of the best goalies in the NHL. And since the Olympic break, he is the best goalie in the NHL. So I think it would be Joel Hofer. There's lots of games he kept you in and lots of games that he won for you. He's got 6 shutouts.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers don't lie.
No, you nailed it. I agree with you. It's got to be Joel Hofer.
Carey, your thoughts?
The MVP, I mean, Joe Hofer. Can I go with the young guy?
Sure.
Give me Snuggie.
Snuggy's been good. He's been really good.
Snuggerud.
I would do no argument there. He's been very good. Yeah. Marshy?
I think it's got to be Joel Hofer. I don't know if the Blues are in the situation that they're in right now, even having the opportunity to even make the playoffs if Joel Hofer doesn't play the way that he has, you know, since the Olympic break and a little bit beyond that as well. He's been fantastic. So I think you have to go with Joel Hofer.
There we go.
Question number 4.
From the 618, which of the 4 major sports do you think is the hardest to establish an expansion team? I would say baseball because of how big the farm system is.
Ooh,
That might make it easier, wouldn't
That's
it?
a tough one.
That would make it easier, I would assume.
How would it be easier?
Because you got more
fill all those
players.
teams up, though.
But
Right.
you when you have an expansion team, you always have players that you can take from other teams. They have to designate players. That I would
That's
assume
for
that
the
they
big
would.
league club, though.
But I would assume you would also make that, you know, eligible for the minor league clubs as well.
I don't
like
know.
where you should have
can't
to.
remember the last.
I don't know either.
I don't know, but I would say that would make it easier because you have more players to pick and choose from. And if you don't designate this player as somebody you want to protect, then the expansion team can say, yeah, I want him, and you can go through all 30 plus 30
Yeah, that's
teams.
assuming you can do that. But what
That
if
would be.
But
that
what
would
if you
be,
can't do it?
Well, then you're screwed, man. What the hell, man? I gave you my answer.
Yeah, no, I know.
I gave you my answer on how to fix it.
But we don't know the rules. So,
all right.
and you might be right. I don't know.
Whatever, dude.
He's totally
Whatever, dude.
Totally whatever, dude.
Yeah, I think NFL is extremely difficult.
Why?
You got the expansion draft, but then you wind up taking you almost are forced to take whatever quarterback is first, and then you get a David Carr, and you know you're not good for a long time.
They didn't have to take David Carr.
Oh, they
Who
took
did the
him.
Jags and the Panthers take?
Was it Mark
They were in
Brunell?
the.
They had
They
Mark.
were in the AFC Championship and NFC Championship the next year, the second year.
What? The Jags?
After the second year of them being expansion draft.
Jags
teams,
were, Panthers weren't.
Both of them were.
Really?
Yes.
I forget about that.
Yeah. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl. But
The
they
Panthers were in the NFC Championship game the
Pretty sure.
following year?
I'm about 100% sure.
Who did they play?
What year is that? 96?
Yeah, yes.
97? Be the Cowboys or the Packers?
All right, CD's right. Football's the absolute easiest.
Thank you.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, 96, lost in the conference championship game. Holy smokes, to the Green Bay Packers.
And why wouldn't this be on random trivia or in football?
Wow. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, both of them.
You're right.
Both teams.
12-4. They had Carey Collins.
There you go.
As
Was
their
he their
QB.
first draft? He wasn't their first round draft pick, was he?
I don't believe
year before?
so.
So you know,
No, yeah, he was first round, 5th overall.
The year before?
Yep,
Okay.
95.
Yeah.
Yep. You know who else was on their third team, Jamie?
Who?
Rocket Ismail.
Oh, there it is.
See, it all
Raheem
ties together.
Rocket Ishmael.
And we also saw the Vegas Golden Knights in their first year in the NHL go to the Stanley Cup.
Depends on if you got Vegas's rules for the expansion or not. Because Vegas was kind of handed a absolute gift.
Yeah, there's a cheat code. They've since changed some of the rules.
NHL was forced to redo it all.
Yeah. They had teams at gunpoint. Give us this player or we'll take this player. And you're going to throw in a first-round pick, too. Yes, sir. I mean, they did it right.
Yeah, they did. Yep. All right, moving on.
Question number 5.
From the 801, with where the Blues' trajectory is headed, what kind of players should they draft this year, and what player would fit that style? We know Stenberg and McKenna are probably off the board.
Yeah, I would be looking for some grit. And not even just via the draft, just free agency. I just think this Blues team needs more grit. A lot of teams, all the best teams, the winning teams have grit. Like last year and the year before, even the Edmonton Oilers, they had guys like Carey. They had some sandpaper in their lineup. Florida is sandpaper top to bottom in their lineup. Tampa Bay, look at their team this year. They've got some grit in their lineup. They're not afraid to mix it up. Like, the game of hockey still has a physical demand to it, and if you can impose your will physically on another team,
fantastic.
That works. It does. I think the Blues right now, in my opinion, just have too much of the same type of player. Really good, skills, all that, good skaters, but you have Toropchenko and Walker that run around out there, but what if you had a, Tom Wilson type player? That changes things. And I know that he's a bit of a unicorn, but there are players that are similar to that around the league that you can go get. I would do that, and certainly looking for kids that are playing that way in junior and college right now.
By the way, Riley O'Brien just worked around a leadoff double after Jordan Walker decided that it was his best chance to showcase his oopsie daisy dance in right field.
That was a tough look.
It was a tough look.
Nelson Cruz out in right field?
A little bit, yep. Reminded me of Nelson Cruz. So O'Brien worked around the leadoff double. They are now heading to the bottom of the 9th.
Nice.
Tied up 1-1. And Mason Wynn's coming up, guys.
Well, leadoff. All right.
Leadoff home run. Mason
If he hits a dinger, oh, man.
If he hits a dinger, we should just pick one player, and it's got to be natural, okay? You can't force it. It's got to be natural. One player to complain about. Because we seem to complain about the players at the right time for the Cardinals. Yeah.
Question number 6.
Low Life Dad wants to know, we were just talking about expansion teams. Instead of expanding sports, can we get rid of some teams? We have multiple NBA games every night where the point spreads are 15 or higher. That should not be happening in professional sports.
Agreed.
Well, those guys ain't trying.
That ain't happening.
Those guys ain't trying. You know what I mean? They planning for the draft, some would say. I don't know if it's tanking. You know what I mean? But planning on upping their draft odds. It's a better chance to draft a good player.
Which is set up. The NBA has to fundamentally change.
Here's the thing, man.
What they're doing.
If you're mad at people for doing what the rules allow them to do, I had a teammate who 4-minute offense. You're supposed to stay in bounds, not run out of bounds, keep the clock going. You run out of bounds. You know why? more carries he got, more money he got. Is it right? Nah, he wasn't going to sacrifice the game. But, hey, man, me stepping out of bounds and getting a couple extra carries get me closer to my number. So I've had teammates who needed a couple extra carries for six-figure bonuses, and they didn't get those carries because the team said, no way.
That's hard to believe.
No way, Jose. You need how many? 3 more carries? Yeah, you're done. Yep, you're done. Got the playoffs coming up. Come on, sit on down. No. We can't get you hurt. Wait, what? What do you mean? So
I don't like that.
if you got rules that allow you to do certain things, change them if you don't want it to happen. Or shut up.
Fair enough.
Yep.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We need new Bet the Board contestants because this is the first day of the new month. So if you want to play and Bet the Board and you haven't done so already, text in Bet the Board or BTB to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646, and you'll have an opportunity to face one of us in round 1. NFL news and notes, including kind of a scathing report on Jalen Hurts. That's next on 101 ESPN.
You're driving around your vehicle right now, and maybe you're looking for a change. Maybe it's not buying a new vehicle. Maybe it's just changing the look of your current vehicle with some accessories. Then all you need to do is go visit my friends over at Pure Performance. They have all of your aftermarket modifications right there in-house. Doesn't matter what kind of car you drive, too. Jeep, Bronco, pickup truck, SUV, even minivans. They've got something for all of you. But you do have to drop by and check it out. It's a 25,000 square foot facility located in St. Peters. Take the Cave Springs Boulevard exit right off of Highway 70. And when you get there, please ask for Shelby. Tell Shelby that Jamie Rivers sent you in. She's going to ask you, what you're doing there and what your budget is. And then they're going to maximize your budget every single time they do that. They do an amazing job of finding you great accessories and then obviously putting them onto your vehicle. The technicians are fantastic at what they do. And if it's wheels and tires you're looking for, Pure Performance carries every single kind for any make or model of vehicle on the road. So no excuse. You got bad tires, get in to see Pure Performance. Going to take great care of you. Again, though, but you do have to stop by there. If not, at least you got to get there online. Their website is pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh, and some NFL news and notes. CD, you had seen that Aaron Glenn, the head coach of the Jets, so he believes Geno Smith can take the Jets to the promised land.
Promised land.
I was.
Is the word promised land, does that mean something else these days?
Promise you something?
Color me shocked and appalled. I was thrown off by that statement. Now, I think we all will assume that when he says Geno Smith can take us to the promised land, we assume that means...
What's that, 500?
Super Bowl. But what if it means he'll lead us to where we need to be in order to get to the promised land? What if he's saying he'll lead us to a first-round draft pick and we'll get our guy, Arch Manning, or whomever it is? Like, maybe that's what he was implying. He didn't. It was a very vague statement. I do believe that Aaron Glenn expects to win. He wants to win. But that statement,
Feels like there's alcohol involved.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
They were at the Jay Glazer coaches thing there.
It was an interesting statement to make, but we don't know where the promised land is for Geno Smith and the Jets and Aaron Glenn. Maybe it's playoffs. Maybe that's the promised land that they're...
What if he meant like promised land? You know.
Like Super Bowl?
No, like the other one.
Like what?
Like what, Jamie?
Know.
Like where is that?
You know, when things... You go to the promised land.
Disney World?
Yeah, sure.
That's after you win the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Geno Smith. Super Bowl MVP. He said it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he meant that Geno Smith, the quarterback's going to get him fired. You know?
The promised land being out in New York.
Oh, no.
Honestly, it's not bad. Not a bad call.
That is actually very bad.
Yeah.
You want a job, man.
All right, so where there's smoke, there's fire. A.J. Brown still being talked about in trade rumors. This works hand in hand. By the way, Jordan Walker just struck out. Mason Wynn drew a leadoff walk to start the inning, and then the three bumps behind him all got out. So it's 1-1. Now they're going to the top of the 10th at Busch Stadium.
Oh, man.
This news with A.J. Brown potentially being traded, and that's nothing new. We've heard about this since really like during the season last year. This goes hand in hand with a new ESPN report about the friction inside Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. It's a really interesting read, though. It was done by Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler, and it's not just this scathing, one-sided Jalen Hurts is a big problem. It actually is presented, and I think in a fair way. The gist of the article is this. Jalen Hurts, the way that he operates, is similar to how Jordan, Kobe, some of the other guys would operate in that.
Let's settle down.
He has a strong belief in how things should be done, and he likes things done a certain way.
Yeah.
It works with some teammates, and with others feel as though that there's no creativity there. It lacks, like, for example, when the Eagles, the whole article starts off with the Eagles going for it on that crucial fourth down play against the 49ers with their season on the line. And their now former offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, seemingly was looking at some options there, and Jalen Hurts said, 4 verts. Let's go 4 verts. Which
Everybody run and go.
Everybody run and go. 4 verticals right down the field. And the 49ers had it blanketed. And Jalen Hurts threw it in a triple coverage to Dallas Goedert. Play had no shot. And there's some not misunderstanding. There's some confusion on whether or not that was all Jalen Hurts. But the bottom line is Jalen Hurts doesn't like to go under center, doesn't like to use a lot of different motions and things like that. He feels more comfortable being in shotgun because he doesn't want to turn his back to the defense. That limits what you can do offensively.
Yeah,
sounds like a problem to me.
Well, it sounds like a problem, but the guy's, he's a Super Bowl MVP, and he took the Eagles to 2 Super Bowls. So
and finished second in MVP voting.
Right. So what do you, Carey, I'd love to know your thoughts on this.
I think you have to have an offensive coordinator who is stern in their thoughts and their philosophies, and you have to marry the combination of what Jalen Hurts wants to do and what's best for the offense. You have to find a way, and I've said this before, Jalen Hurts is going on his 7th offensive coordinator in 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot of turnover for one player. He only had Shane Steichen for 2 years back-to-back. And so for me, learning different offenses, trying to gain and gather all, 6 and 7 years. Sorry.
6, 7.
So trying to figure out what works best, obviously, there is a way to have success. He had success under Shane Steichen. They lost in the Super Bowl. He was second in MVP voting. They lost Kellen Moore. They won a Super Bowl, and he was Super Bowl MVP. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm looking at what they're doing or what those coaches did, what those OCs did, and figuring out how to get the best version of Jalen Hurts. Sometimes everybody in the locker room is not buddy-buddy. You got so many dang on personalities, some big egos, some very, cool, calm, collected, don't bother anybody, just stick to themselves. And from what they're saying and what I've heard about Jalen Hurts is he's a type of person that whether he won the Super Bowl or threw an interception to lose the game, it's the same facial expression, same body language. It's never too high, it's never too low. Mm-hmm. And that may come off to some people as, oh, he doesn't care.
Right.
But maybe that's just who he is as a person. And so as a coach, your job is to get the best out of your team and your players regardless of how they are emotionally.
Right.
Like you're supposed to work with them and build around all of those things. And it is not easy.
Yeah.
It's a difficult task, but you're being paid to do so, and that's what it is. So I read the article, and I'm like, I agreed with you. It's not, well, Jalen Hurts needs to do this. It's a combination. Some of it is he's stubborn as hell, and he likes it his way. And you as a coach have to be stubborn as hell as well when you're dealing with certain players and say, hey, man, I know that this is uncomfortable for you, but in order for it to become comfortable, we got to work at it, and we got to do it.
Yep, I agree.
Because it's what's needed for the offense, and I know, above all else, you want to win championships.
I agree.
Let's get it done.
Carey, I think you said it perfectly. Absolutely.
That's the only way.
Jalen, we can't just beat teams man to man. You've got to be able to learn how to pick apart zone.
Yes.
A.J. Brown is, like they highlighted in the article, A.J. Brown is useless to us against zone coverage because you're not willing to rifle passes in between defenders.
On time and on target.
You're limiting us.
Yeah.
You're a great player. You're limiting us. So it's up to somebody to get Jalen Hurts on the same page. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do have a new month for Bet the Board, and we do have a contestant up first to draft first, and it's Doug. What's up, Doug?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
We're doing great. We appreciate you playing Bet the Board. You got the first overall pick, so would you like to take Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me first?
Well, I was thinking about this, and I feel like there's enough hockey left in this season for me to go with one Jaime Berry and see how that goes.
All right, let's go.
Jaime Berry.
I don't blame you, Doug. All right.
Let's party, Doug.
You and Jamie are paired up for the month of April for Bet the Board.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. So we need 3 more contestants for Bet the Board. I had aired. I said, you can face us in round 1. I mixed the Gauntlet. Like I'm trying to watch the Cardinals game, and my brain merged Bet the Board and Gauntlet all in one. So I apologize, man.
It's a difficult task, man.
I hit what's it called on the side of the road there? The little
curb
strip.
Oh, the rumble
strip. I hit that for a second. Woke me up, got back on.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the Gauntlet, we got the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
All right, time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It is 4:04. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. By the way, Brule got out of the jam. Not even a jam. They'd start off, obviously, with the Ghost Runner and extra innings, so worked his way out of that. And the Cardinals still tied 1-1 in now the bottom of the 10th inning. So a run scored, gentlemen, would mean a victory.
A Redbird
and
win.
Carey is upset that Jordan Walker did not get to third on that. But Carey, he's already in scoring position. Let's not get crazy.
All right, you're right. All right.
Let's not get crazy. Don't make the first out at third or the last out at third, Carey.
That's what they say.
Yeah. All right, Marshy, who we got up for the Gauntlet?
We have Jimmy returning for round 2.
Oh, that's right. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, good afternoon, fellas. How are you doing?
Well, we'd be doing a hell of a lot better if Cardinals can get a win here. I'm sure you feel the same.
I do, sir, and that leads me into who I'm going to choose today. Since you're distracted by the Cardinals game, I'm going to go with you, Anthony.
You mother. I was looking forward to watching the Cardinals game, but all right, Jimmy, go for it. Good luck, pal.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right, Jimmy. Anthony's making his way to the cone of silence. Time for you to tell Marshy to spin that wheel, please.
Spin it, Marshy.
You going to tell us what you're looking for here, bud?
Well, random was good to me yesterday, so maybe random or baseball.
Oh, how about football? No?
All right.
All right, well, you got football.
Again?
You got football, my friend.
He said, can you spin it again?
No, can't spin again. No.
Can't get fooled again.
We don't have a free spin over here.
Okay.
Four questions are worth 2 points each. Use the options. They're worth 1 point. Wrong answers are worth no points. And if we're tied at the end of all this, we will have a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner in the Gauntlet. Jimmy, categories football. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, question 1. Marsh's Minnesota Vikings will exercise the 5th-year option on Jordan Addison's contract. Where did the wideout finish his college career?
No clue. Go ahead and give me the options.
All right, was it LSU, Fresno State, or USC?
Wasn't Fresno State. USC sounds right. I'm going to go with USC. Final answer.
Question number 2. What is the oldest NFL stadium?
Oldest state. Give me the options.
Is it Lambeau Field, Soldier Field, or Highmore Stadium?
Soldiers. Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
What is the oldest NFL stadium?
Can you give me can you give me
the options? I'm sorry. Lambeau Field, Soldier Field, or Highmore Stadium?
Lambeau Field. Final answer.
Question number 3. Davante Adams led the league in receiving touchdowns last season despite missing 3 games. For how many different organizations has number 17 suited up?
Played Green Bay, York, Raiders. I'm gonna go with 3. Final answer.
Final question. Former Mizzou star Justin Gage doubled as a key member of 3 NCAA tournament basketball teams. But what position did he play at Furrow Field?
I'll need the options.
All right. Was it tight end, wide receiver, or free safety?
Oh, I knew that. Wide receiver, final answer.
All right. See if we can get our guy Anthony in here. Jimmy, how you feeling, bud?
I'm okay. I think I got a shot.
Okay. All right. Well, Anthony's back in here. He's plugging his ears back in.
Still haven't scored.
Yeah, nothing's changed on the Cardinals game, Anthony, so you didn't miss anything.
What up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the record, I'm missing it too, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy.
No worries.
All right.
Something tells me J.J. Weatherholt is going to come through here, though.
It'd be nice. Walker's on third. We'll see. All right, category today, Anthony, is football.
Oh, I like football.
Yeah.
Pack lunch.
There it is. All right, question 1. Marsh's Minnesota Vikings will exercise the 5th-year option on Jordan Addison's contract. Where did the wideout finish his college career?
He was a USC Trojan. Final answer. And
What is-
Weatherholt doesn't like us.
Oh, sorry. What is the oldest NFL stadium?
Oh, okay. Let me think here. Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns, Chargers, no, Jaguars, Colts. You know what? Just give me the option so I don't kill everybody here with my thinking.
Lambeau Field, Soldier Field, or Highmore Stadium?
It's got to be Soldier Field. Soldier Field's been around longer than Lambeau Field. Soldier Field, final answer.
Question number 3. Davante Adams led the league in receiving touchdowns last season despite missing 3 games. For how many different organizations has number 17 suited up?
Drafted by the Packers. Traded to the Raiders. Traded to the Jets. Signed with the Rams. So 4. Final answer.
Final question. Former Mizzou star Justin Gage doubled as a key member of 3 NCAA tournament basketball teams. But what position did he play at Faurot Field?
Wide receiver. Final answer.
Do you think maybe we just go?
I don't know. There's a couple of different ways we could go. We got to go top to bottom or bottom to top.
Just go
Carey?
straight down.
Straight down?
Straight down.
All right, question 1. Marsh's Minnesota Vikings will exercise the 5th-year option on Jordan Addison's contract. Where did the wideout finish his college career? Jimmy, with the option, said USC. Anthony, without the options, said USC. Answer is
USC.
USC, yeah, you know me.
Where did he start, Anthony?
Pittsburgh, I think.
Did you know that? Okay.
That's
2-1, Anthony, after 1. Question 2. What is the oldest NFL stadium? With the options, Jimmy said good old Lambeau Field. Anthony, with the options, said new Soldier Field. Answer is?
It is Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. 3-1 after 2. Question 3. Davante Adams led the league in receiving touchdowns last season despite missing 3 games. For how many different organizations has number 17 suited up? Without the options, Jimmy said 3. Without the options, Anthony said 4. Answer is
4.
5-1. Anthony, last question. Former Mizzou star Justin Gage doubled as a key member of 3 NCAA tournament basketball teams. But what position did he play at Faurot Field? With the options, Jimmy said wide receiver. Without the options, Anthony said wide receiver. Answer is?
It is wide receiver.
Jimmy?
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
Anthony got you, buddy. 7-2 today.
I knew it. So there football. I knew I was gone. Damn it.
Sorry, Jimmy.
All right.
Sorry,
Go Cards.
Yeah, go Cards. Absolutely.
See you, fellas.
Thanks,
Thanks,
James.
Take care, man.
See you. By the way, Cardinals did not score in the bottom of the 10th.
Shocker.
Mets batting in the top of the 11th, where it is 1-1 right now at Busch Stadium. Both teams eager to win this rubber match. But neither team wants to score.
Oh, but wait. Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Why? Because Roy Croft's on the mound?
I'm not going to say it.
What are you saying?
You know what? I'm not saying anything. We'll let actions speak louder than my words.
Anthony, you're still undefeated in the Gauntlet.
Carey, look.
What happened?
A walk. First and third.
It's not that. That's not bad. You got a double play opportunity.
I don't think that's what he was trying for.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Luis Robert.
Oh, yeah, this would be fine. Yeah, it'd be great.
Luis Robert.
This is
Robert.
Yeah, he's been,
whatever you want to call him. Whatever he calls himself.
First it was Luis Robert.
Yeah.
And then it was Louis Roberts.
Yeah.
No, it's
nobody
Luis
knows.
Robert. Well,
Yeah.
Did he do that?
I think
Who
he
knows?
probably told us, or the media, what his real name is.
Yeah.
Do you think he throws
Kinda
a little
like,
of the Ryan Day?
Travis Achan.
A little Ryan Day in his beard,
Yeah.
guys? What do you think?
Nah.
Oh, that is pretty dark, Carey.
I don't think. Well, what are you saying?
It looks like velvet. It does. It's
Velcro, like he attached it on?
No, it's velvet, like that thick,
It's nice.
dark. It
Like
looks
velvet.
wonderful. I mean, I'm jealous.
It's beautiful.
It looks like it might have a little just for men in it.
I think he's still young. I don't think he needs it yet. He's what, 26,
He played
28?
for the White Sox. He probably needs it.
I think he was fine. I honestly.
He may not have cared.
Like, you go to work sometimes, you're like, nah, I'm here. I showed
Well,
up.
we're going to find out.
All right, Marsh has got what's trending for you next on 101 ESPN.
Baseball fans, FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot. With daily dingers, joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game. And if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. Just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. And maybe you want to take Shohei Ohtani. Maybe you want to take Aaron Judge to hit a home run. You got guys like Cal Raleigh is always a good pick. He led the league in home runs last year. Kyle Schwarber, you got a list of names to choose from. Just head over to FanDuel.com/local to opt in for daily dingers to make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. Must be 21 plus and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Before we get to what's trending, we have Tom on the line, and Tom is going to select second for Bet the Board here in the month of April. What's up, Tom?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. So, Tom, just to let you know, Doug selected Jamie. So, Jamie's off the board. Yep. You can choose either CD, Marsh, or me for Bet the Board.
I have to go with CD.
Sure. All right, so CD is not in the room right now. He decided that if Tom takes me, I don't want to hear about it. That's no, just kidding. We'll let CD know. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to hear that he was the second selection here, Tom.
Awesome.
All right, thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Thank you so much. I listen to you guys every day.
Oh, we appreciate you, Tom.
Awesome.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, thanks.
Thank
That's Tom. So again, we're drafting for Bet the Board. So these people will follow whoever they choose. So again, Doug took Jamie, and Tom just selected CD. Now, what's trending for us here, Marsh?
Yeah, so we mentioned this name earlier, CB Buckner. We've mentioned him a few times actually this week. I mean, he is just putting on a master class at the umpiring position. Yesterday, he was not behind the plate. He was at first base. And I know, Jamie, you're real hot on this topic. So if you want to sort of describe what took place yesterday in that game with CB Buckner as the first base umpire.
Well, let's go back to yesterday, what we were talking about. I even said, maybe you don't fire the guy. He's not allowed to go behind home plate anymore because he's terrible.
Yeah. It was job.
Then CB Buckner said, hold my beer.
He said, Jamie, you think that I can't screw something up at first base? Watch this.
Here I go. And last night in the Brewers game, it was a play down first base line, and the player stepped right in the middle of the first base bag.
Which would have been obvious to see if, in fact, you were actually watching.
You didn't have to see it, though.
And then the player came back around, didn't even turn towards second, did the right thing, turned back towards the first base line, came back. And then CB Buckner goes on to say the player's out because he didn't touch first base. Then they challenge it. And it's hilarious because he steps right in the middle of the bag.
It's not even close.
And in the same camera angle, you can see CB Buckner's not even looking at the play.
No.
Not even looking at the bag, not even looking towards a player. He's looking off in the distance. Maybe he saw a pretty lady. Maybe the Bud Light was looking good to him. I don't know. But your job is to watch the game.
Well, the ball went past, so he's watching the ball.
I don't even know if if he knew what was going on.
Okay, it's fine. Like human nature, maybe you looked at the ball. Okay. Clearly, you weren't looking at the bag. So why did you make that call?
And you have to assume,
you know what I mean?
Like that 99 out of 100 players, they make sure they touch first base.
Sure.
Like he's not rounding it.
Right.
It's not like he's running it out.
My man says, I didn't see it, so I'm gonna make the obvious call here. Which is you didn't touch the bag. In all seriousness, just for a second. Is this dude okay?
Listen.
No, he's got to go.
What I'm saying is he's so bad. Has anybody, checked?
I don't disagree with your theory.
You know what I mean?
Like, is he losing his marbles a little bit?
Just something. And I promise you, I'm not trying to be flippant here. If you're part of his umpire crew, or if you're part of, the union for umpires, at one point do you not say, hey, are you good?
Why don't we give you a month off?
He's what I think is gonna happen now. He did get removed from the game today. Got a foul tip.
Off the face.
Yeah.
I would assume that someone close to him, or that he works for, is gonna say, "Hey, CB, that's a rough shot you took behind the plate. You feeling a little tired, a little woozy? No, I'm fine. No.
You are.
You're feeling a little." Let's give you some time off. Mm-hmm. Let's let the headlines cool on the CB Buckner, the Twitter feed and the X feed. Let's let you not be trending
Yeah, but
for about
the
2 or
problem
3
is,
weeks.
like, if you do that, he can't ever come back.
Well, no, because you put it
No,
as
he doesn't.
as an injury.
Yeah, but then when he comes back, if he does, he's going to be terrible again because he's always been terrible before.
Something has to be figured out because it
I say you
is.
just say, you know what?
It's
He's gonna
unfortunate.
retire.
I feel maybe there is something. He was not looking at the base
At all.
He was looking at the ball that was thrown past the first baseman.
Terrible.
Yes.
Just staring off into space like, wow, look at that baseball. He's out. I don't know if he's there or not, but he's out.
There's no way he touched first base.
Seriously, that's
He's
the
not even
conclusion
looking.
that drew.
Right on it.
That's the
Both
conclusion you
managers
drew.
were laughing. Even the home plate guy kind of knew already. And he's like, play under review.
Yeah, this guy is saying he didn't touch the base, so, wow. By the way, Alec Burleson,
Here's your star, Marshy.
star, St.
Oh,
Louis
you're talking
Star.
about he moved the runner over to third base.
We call it
With a double
productive
play.
foul.
Let's get your cleanup hitter up next.
Still 1-1. Mason Wynn now needs to get a base hit or hit one so hard that Francisco Lindor makes his second goofball error of the day.
He forgets what.
He
How
forgets.
many outs there are.
Yep. So Cardinals still battling, I guess.
Yeah, maybe
at
he'll
Busch
throw it home.
Stadium.
There you go.
We can't tell you what happens, 'cause we're not the Cardinals radio network.
That's a cleanup hitter for you, boys.
Play on these airwaves.
Anthony won the Gauntlet today.
And I feel great about that, which is
Yeah.
why we're celebrating. It's fantastic. And that's good. All right. We'll come back. We'll tell you.
You can tell them what just happened, though. Not the play, but the ending? No?
No, we'll
You
tell him when
can't?
we come back.
We'll tell you when we
DT.
come
I
back.
got a Sports Center update coming up
There you
here
go.
soon.
Oh, there we go. Stay
Really?
tuned for the sports update.
And maybe we'll recap what we just saw in the Cardinals game. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals win in extras, a final in 11 innings, 2-1 the score. They take the series from the Mets and are 4-2 to start off the 2026 year. The Blues will also look for a win tonight as they take on the LA Kings. Pre-game for that one right here on 101 ESPN starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Shallow right into no man's land. It's going to drop, and the Cardinals win it. Mason Wynn with a little flair, and the Cardinals in the 11th get a blue pit, a big win, and take the series 2-1.
That's Chip Carey on the Cardinals TV network.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You said Chip Carey.
That's Chip Carey.
I didn't think that's what you
sounded a little different.
It definitely sounded different.
That's Chip Carey.
It's what I heard.
Okay, all right. I apologize.
It's not what I heard
apologize.
either.
That's Chip Carey
There you go.
on the Cardinals
Marshy,
TV network.
I believe you.
I heard Chip.
None of us heard that, guys.
This is the second time, Marsh, that this has gone down this way. And you know what really hurts? The Cardinals win, and these bozos are over here criticizing.
What do
I'm
you
not
think?
criticizing. I just didn't hear properly.
So
I heard something different.
I'm going to take you behind the curtain real quick. At the end of this audio, you hear this. The firework went off. As you said, Chip Carey.
Yeah.
We didn't hear that.
We didn't hear that.
We didn't hear anything.
Well,
I heard it.
Anthony,
I heard it.
Jimmy doesn't have his glasses
No way
on.
you
No, you don't have his gleed.
No way you heard
thank you.
that. There's no way you heard that.
Can we talk about a dramatic win
I know what I heard.
for the Cardinals, please?
Yeah, sure.
After we get Chase on to select one of us here for Bet the Board. What's up, Chase?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
I totally didn't forget about you when I was yelling at Carey and Jamie. We appreciate you playing in the month of April. Jamie's off the board. Carey's off the board. Would you like to take Marsh or me for Bet the Board?
I'll go with Marshy.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. You're paired up with Marshy.
Let's win another month.
There you go. Marsh is the defending champ right now, coming off in March.
That's fine. Got to dethrone.
Yeah.
No,
you want
to win.
No, you're right.
I think Chase is working for. Yeah, you're right, Chase.
Chase, you're paired with Marsh, so you're gonna try to root him on. Yeah.
Oh, what the heck, man? You can pick Anthony if you want.
No,
he forgot about you.
It's already written down.
It's already written down. Yeah. The card has been turned in.
Good luck, Chase.
Good luck, Chase. You all right?
I'm good, buddy. What's your problem?
There are tons of people on the text line that didn't hear Chip either.
What did you hear?
I can't say that, Anthony.
It ain't Chip. And it ain't ship.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I definitely didn't say the S word. There's no way.
I know you didn't, but that's what it. When we came back, that's what it sounded like.
I don't think I don't think we
should.
No, he knows. He knows
I don't think we should.
He
just
didn't
because
say it. No, he didn't say it. But I'm telling you what it sounded like.
He didn't say.
All right, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? You guys are right.
We don't want to hear it.
You guys are right.
He's mad now. He's mad.
No. Because listen, guys, at some point,
Marshy doesn't want to play it again.
Because he wants to talk about the Cardinals.
I want to talk about the Cardinals.
He wants to talk about the Cardinals. So I said
chip was good.
I said what you guys heard.
I don't give a chip.
Mason Wynn had a chip on his shoulder. We talked earlier about him and batting cleanup, and we were talking crap because that's what we do to make this team win baseball games. Mm-hmm. And look what
you're right, Jamie.
That's even better, actually.
It's a great win by the Cardinals. Mason Wynn, cleanup hitter, hit it right in the Bermuda Triangle from the first baseman, right fielder, and second baseman.
Too.
He did.
He knew. He looked out there.
Right there. Dropped that.
This is why you have him in your cleanup spot,
Never mind that power.
Yeah. No, this is... basically, Ollie was justified in this. By the way, where was the right fielder playing with that? Do you realize it's Mason Wynn?
He's a cleanup hitter. He's playing back in the morning.
You got to be back. It's easier to break in than it is, to go back.
And it's a right-handed hitter.
Well, Anthony.
So you, at the very least, you're guarding the line.
No.
That was dumb.
No doubles defense, Anthony. Right, with 2 outs. Right. Runner on third.
Runner on third in the bottom of the 11th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, how about the bullpen today, though?
The bullpen was outstanding.
Well,
Carey and Jamie were criticizing the bullpen.
One guy tried hard.
It's only Brule. That was it. But Brule, Roycroft, who came in after Brule. But Stanek was excellent. JoJo Romero, excellent. Riley O'Brien continues to be an absolute stud in the early going here.
Marshy was bothered that Riley O'Brien was in the bottom, in the top of the ninth. He was not excited about that. He was a little upset by that move by our manager, Ali Marmol.
Well, but Marsh, you had said save situation. That wasn't going to be the case.
Yeah.
Right? So
you weren't going to have a chance.
Yeah. So away team would be would be critical. But either way, he was great.
We were concerned about the bullpen. Are we at all maybe a little bit concerned about Chris Roycroft?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, he stinks.
He's struggling to find he's struggling to find the plate.
He was struggling last year though too.
He walked
like
2 guys. He only went a third of an inning, walked 2 batters. His ERA, Anthony, you tell me if this is it's 16.2.
No, it's 20.25 right now.
Oh, is it now? It went up?
It went up.
Jeez. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Roycroft go down to Memphis
Actually,
last
no,
year?
it is 16.2.
He went down.
He went down, right?
He went down. Yes, he did.
So what did he do down there that makes him an automatic this year?
Nothing.
Oh, he's good, man.
Yeah.
He's just working through some kinks.
So against the Rays, he faced the Rays on opening day, allowed 3 hits, a run, and did he get any Ks? No Ks. Against the Rays in that 11-7 loss on Sunday, he came in, pitched an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, no Ks. Today, fortunately, they saved him because he didn't give up a run, but he came in, walked 2 batters, and then needed to be rescued by Gordon Graceffo. It's been bad.
Let's talk about the good part, man. Cards win. You know what I mean? Good win by the Cards.
Yeah.
Another series win, most importantly. Keep stacking those. Just stack days, Anthony. Before you know it, you'll win 100 games. You win every series.
You're not
wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
They're doing it, man. Keep going. I enjoy it. I like it.
You want some more of it?
I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Of course.
Anthony, the Mets 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position today.
That goes to what we're talking about with the pitching staff. And it was kind of buried, but Matthew Liberatore, because of the fact that it went extra innings, but Matthew Liberatore was solid too. I thought he had a better start today than his first start. He goes 6 innings, allows 3 hits, but they were really scattered. Only 1 earned run. It came off the bat of Juan Soto. He hit a home run.
That'll happen.
That'll happen. But that came after Liberatore picked off Francisco Lindor at first base with a nasty move. And the only reason why Lindor was on base is because Gorman booted one at third. But Gorman proved to be one of the heroes of this game because he drove in the only run until Mason Wynn hit the Texas Leaguer in the bottom of the 11th. And Gorman's single was with 2 outs. It came after Wynn popped out, so the Cardinals down 1 at that point in the bottom of the 6th. Gordon came up, slashed one to center field. Weatherholt scores to tie it. And then again, with a large help of the Cardinals bullpen, Wynn eventually gets his opportunity and hits a little Texas Leaguer to right field and wins the game 2-1. So the Cardinals are now 4-2. They've won both of their series, taking 2 of 3 from the Rays and then 2 of 3 from the Mets. And they will go to Detroit on Friday take on the Tigers at Comerica. McGreevy, May, and Leahy will be the pitchers against Framber Valdez, the newest Tiger, old friend Jack Flaherty, and just old in general, Justin Verlander.
Oh, wow.
There you have it.
It should be a good series, man.
I think so, too.
Looking forward to it.
Me, too. All right, we're going to bet the board next on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Before we get to the first night of Bet the Board, we have to fill out the rest of the draft. So Doug selected Jamie. Tom took CD. Chase went with Marshy. And Chris, who's on the line now. Chris, you're going to be paired up with me for the month of April. Hope that's okay.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'll try to get it done for you, man. It's been a while for me, so I'm going to be locked in. Plus, Jamie's really pissing me off right now. So
whatever.
I understand
When do I
that.
not piss
you get
you off?
right. I mean, you listen. Guy probably ticks you off a lot too.
That's not true, Dad. Don't let him do that to you.
No, he knows. He knows. Chris, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Hey, thank you guys.
All right.
Good luck, Chris.
So there you go.
Thank you.
It's all set. Doug took Jamie. Tom took CD. Chase selected Marsh, and Chris was paired with me. So Marsh, you won. Congratulations, finally you. But who picked up the 101 ESPN prize pack?
So that will be Gary.
Nice job, Gary.
Gary will be the one. So.
I'm going to go Gare.
Let's go, Gare.
Gare Bear.
Sure.
I don't know.
No?
Yeah, absolutely.
Too much?
Yes. No, not too much at all.
Just that for me?
Yep.
What'd I do?
Get more for you, too.
They're so rude.
So Marsh, you're up, kid.
All right, I am going to go to the LA Dodgers game tonight. They're taking on the Cleveland Guardians, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto is on the mound tonight. I'm going to go with Yamamoto's 7+ strikeouts tonight at -111.
Okay. Jamie?
Yeah, give me the over in the Canucks Avalanche game. It's set at 6.5 right now. That is at -115.
Okay. Is it me, Marsh?
Yes.
Give me the Anaheim Ducks -107 on the money line in San Jose.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. Sharks. We need it.
Mm-hmm.
We need it. Carey?
Give me Kyle Tucker. 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. -118.
Against the Cleveland Guardians?
Yeah, man.
All right.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it for you.
You don't care.
I do care. I care about you.
I appreciate you.
I also care about the competition. And I want you to lose.
Exactly.
You appreciate that more than anybody.
Right.
You get it.
Whatever.
Marsh, I know we're going to light the lamp at some point as well. Just some updates here. A judge has granted Tiger Woods permission to leave the U.S. for treatment. So a Florida judge on Wednesday granted Tiger Woods' request to travel outside the U.S. and enter a comprehensive inpatient treatment facility, according to court records. And ESPN Woods' attorney, Douglas Duncan, made the motion to travel Wednesday, citing the golfer's urgent need for an intensive, highly individualized, and medically integrated program and privacy from the media and public scrutiny. I don't blame him at all. I mean, clearly, Tiger Woods needs help. He needs to be in a facility, and he doesn't need to be worrying about whether or not media is going to be outside the facility and all that. So, I hope he gets the help that he needs.
Agreed.
I do. I hope he gets the help that he needs, because
This is not what you want the legacy to be.
No, and
don't.
And if he continues on the track that he's currently on, I mean, this is not his first incident off the golf course, as we know. So, hopefully. Here's what I hope. I hope not only that he gets the help and he, starts to live day by day, where he's just putting one foot in front of the other here and avoiding some of the things that has cost him some issues. But I hope he then provides some help for other people too, because he ain't the only one that's dealing with stuff. So that's the latest on Tiger Woods. Bears stadium decision late spring, early summer, apparently. So one day after NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell stressed the importance of the Chicago Bears coming to a decision relatively soon on where they'll build their new stadium, because, of course, they have the oldest stadium in the NFL.
They do.
Team president and CEO Kevin Warren laid out the team's projected timeline. He says, quote, we're in an excellent position, Warren said Wednesday at the NFL's league meetings. I recently said that the target is to make sure that we have a decision made by springtime here soon. Late spring, early summer would be that from a target. The Bears will choose between building a dome stadium in either Hammond, Indiana, or Arlington Heights, Illinois, where they currently own 326 acres of land. The process of leaving Soldier Field, their home since 1971, began in earnest 5 years ago when the team purchased land in the suburb located northwest of Chicago.
Do you think that there's a real chance that they end up in Indiana?
Yeah, because it kind of feels like the situation we have here. You know, like, I'm not saying that the Cardinals would ever do this, but it would be very similar to the Cardinals maybe building a stadium, right across the river. Like, let's say the Gateway, where the Gateway Grizzlies play, right? I don't know if it's Cottleville or wherever it is. Gateway.
It ain't Cottleville, bro.
Not Cottleville. Sorry.
Collinsville?
Collinsville's where I was. Thank you. Collinsville. Okay. I misspoke, Jamie.
You're okay, man.
Holy smokes. Collinsville.
Oh, my God.
You're talking about his stomping ground.
It'd be like going to Collinsville.
Yeah.
And that being Illinois, but obviously it's very close to the city. So I think, yes, it's a real possibility.
I think it would be weird for them to be in Indiana. The Chicago, Indiana Bears.
Be like the Jets and...
Yeah, but
at least they're one tunnel ride away.
New Jersey.
Like, it's right there.
They'd be the Gary Bears, right?
Oh, boy.
Home of?
Gary, Indiana is not a great place.
Gary, Indiana?
Yeah, home of?
Home of one of the highest crime rates ever, Bob.
And very famous. One of the most famous musicians ever. Anyone?
Gary, Indiana? I don't know.
Gary, Indiana. G.I. Michael Jackson.
Really?
Jackson 5.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Drove past their house.
It's a hotbed.
It certainly is.
It really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had to be there.
Super Brad says, in the Snake Pit says Sauget. Is that where they're located?
That's where the Gateway Grizzlies plays.
Sauget. So thank you, Super Brad.
You were probably thinking of when you said, would you say Cottleville earlier? So when the River City Rascals played, they played out, T.R. Hughes, sort of that direction.
I appreciate you. I was actually thinking of Collinsville.
Gotcha,
but,
okay.
Yeah, I just got it screwed up. Which leads me to this. Ellipsis 150 says, not the first time Anthony misspoke today, am I right? You are correct. I've misspoke.
You did say the Toronto Blue Jays
earlier.
When the Blues played the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Where were you then?
Yeah. And then
I didn't say anything.
Screwed up the whole
so
chip,
much
the whole chip
on the air.
thing.
We don't know if you screwed that up. We didn't hear it.
I did. So,
we didn't hear it.
No, you didn't, Anthony.
Hey, this show is about stats and facts. And to answer Ellipsis, it's been about 4, 5, 6 times today I misspoke. So we wear that here. Who's ready to light the lamp?
Me? Well, not me, actually. Jamie.
Jamie probably
Jamie. Just Jamie.
Let's do it. Let's light that lamp.
And a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shoot!
I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score!
We got hockey to learn.
All right, so we know Jamie is just absolutely crushing us right now. So, Jamie, you got first pick.
Give me that Snuggie.
I don't blame you one bit. Carey?
Give me Dylan Holloway. Is he in? Is he out? I haven't seen the lineup.
No, he's in.
You don't look like he's in.
He's in.
He's in.
Oh, okay. Make sure
Unless he's hurt, which he's not. Yeah. He's an automatic.
I was checking for the goalie.
Give me Pavel Buchnevich.
Really?
Really?
Why not?
Really.
I will take... Let's see here.
I got him. Marshy. Give him Jordan Cairo.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Carey.
That's who you want.
I can pick out my own guy. Let me just take a look at something here. I got the Kings. Give me Jordan Cairo. Give me Jordan Cairo. Blues Kings tonight, pregame at 7, puck drop at 8 o'clock. You can listen to the coverage right here on 101 ESPN. We got a couple of interviews coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Brad Thompson is going to join us at 5:15. BT, of course, World Series champion, and Cardinals TV analyst. He was on the pre- and post game today for the Cardinals and Mets, a 2-1 extra innings win for the Cardinals. So BT will join us at 5:15. Joe Vitale, our weekly chat with Joe, will be at 5:30. We got the biggest question of the day next.
Well, we just finished playing Bet the Board, and there's so many great options available on a daily basis, whether it's the NHL, the NBA, MLB. We still have the big tournament, too, if you're looking to make a little wager on that. But please make sure it's with Circa Sports. Download their app in the App Store or the Google Play Store. Find the white Circa Sports logo. Click on that. That is for the state of Missouri. And once you are dialed in, you are ready to go. Again, the futures bet for maybe a Stanley Cup champion, maybe the World Series champion. Get ahead of the game right now. All that available at Circa Sports. They've got tight money line splits, and as always, they have the best odds of any app that is out there. They also don't punish you for winning. Some of these other sites, they stop you, pause your account, block your account, make sure you can't keep winning. Not at Circa Sports. They celebrate the winners. They want you to keep going. That's why they are the best in the business. So again, download that app, and you can start betting immediately, and you have a lot of fun doing it. For any other information regarding Circa Sports or the app, visit circasports.com. Again, that's circasports.com. Problem with gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If any kids were in the car earlier, I apologize to Jamie and Carey and any kids because Marsh was very inappropriate with some of the things that he was saying earlier today.
Yeah.
Okay, it might have been me. All right, biggest question of the day, Marsh. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so we actually got a text from the 417. How much pressure does that hit take off of Mason Wynn's shoulders? First RBI out of the way. Of course, we had the conversation earlier about him batting in the leadoff spot and maybe Ollie should look to change that up, but Mason Wynn with a big RBI today that ultimately helped the Cardinals win over the Mets in extra innings, 2-1 the final. Just thoughts on getting that monkey off the back,
Does it though?
I would think so, but maybe not. I mean, you guys played when Carey, big play to start the year off. Jamie, maybe you scored a goal or laid a huge hit to get the rust off from the offseason. What did that do for you?
You're not wrong, because a lot of times if you're you haven't scored in a long time and one goes off your shin pad into the net, it's amazing what that does for you. You don't care that it wasn't really a great goal. So, I was looking at it from a standpoint of Mason Wynn, it was a blooper that probably should have been caught, but it wasn't caught. And he feels good about, providing that game-winning hit for the team, and he's going to need it. He's only got, with that hit, looks like he's only got 3 hits on the year. 4 hits now with that. 4 hits with that one. So he's going to have to pick it up a little bit.
I think that it does. I mean, when you're in a slump or you're struggling, like I said, anything that goes your way, you probably feel good about. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that made him feel it wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a hard hit ball. It was a bloop or, something that just fell in between all 3 of those fielders. But guess what? It still counts as the same. When you look up the numbers online, it says 1 hit, RBI single, game winner, walk-off. You don't know if I hit it in the gap or if I dribbled it to first base and I got on base. So, good for him. Hopefully it leads to, more comfort and more success going forward. I still think that him batting cleanup, maybe this is the new age of baseball. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think this is an Ollie Marmol trying to play the righty-lefty game like you said earlier.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But it worked out well this time. Hopefully he gets another opportunity and drives one in.
Yeah. So the way that Marsh phrased this, could it be an opportunity for Mason Wynn to kind of grow confidence, right? Nolan Gorman kind of admitted as much after he had hit the home run, the pinch hit home run on Sunday. And there's been a couple of big at-bats for Alec Burleson over the last couple of days where he's kind of grown some confidence. I think the question is really, should Mason Wynn still be at 4? And again, I don't think Ollie explained it. We played the audio. Ollie explained it as this: I don't want Alec Burleson and Nolan Gorman to be 3-4 and have a team line up their best lefty against both those guys later in the inning. He doesn't have to put Gorman 4. He could have Gorman 5.
And he
can have Herrera 4.
I like your Herrera.
Thank you.
I do. I think it's a no-brainer to have him in the 4 slot right there. And Burley is fine. I would bump him up, like you said, to the 2 spot. Mason Wynn, if you're that eager to have him in that top part of it, put him at 3.
Right.
I don't see the problem.
I don't either. Now, typical, modern day baseball, quote unquote, your 2-hitter is your best hitter. So I think that's why Ollie has Ivan Herrera there. But it's also somebody that has a combination of pop and contact.
Yeah.
That's That's Alec Burleson.
Uh-huh.
So
but you can't have lefty.
And Carey, you brought up, you actually would have 3 lefties if it's Victor Scott at 9.
You're overcooking my grits here, Anthony.
Yeah.
I think in a year of development, in a build, because he won't call it a rebuild, in a build year, you scrap that. You're overthinking so much at this point. You're talking about development and getting players reps and all that. How about you just give them reps regardless of lefty righty on the bump? Just let them play the damn game.
I'm with you.
We're 2 series in and we're overthinking baseball. You were overthinking baseball in the first series.
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't get out of their own way. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. And Brad and whoever else knows about baseball might just crush me with facts of why I'm wrong. But on the surface, I feel like they're overthinking.
Well, we will talk to Brad. Brad will join us at 5:15. So Brad Thompson will join us 5:15. And one of the questions that I'm going to ask him flat out is, how do you, if you're an opposing pitcher, look up this lineup and decide how you want to attack it? So we'll see what BT has to say. But nonetheless, vibes are good for the Cardinals. They have been in every single game thus far. They're 4-2. The 2 losses that they had, one was on Monday night when the offense struggled. They couldn't generate much, which is going to happen, and they lose 4-2. And the other loss was on Sunday, in which the pitching staff, specifically is everybody. Dustin May struggled. Yeah. The relievers weren't very good, but they still had 11 hits and 7 runs, and they were in it. They're only down by 2 going into the top of the 9th before the bullpen decided to give the Rays 2 more. But every game thus far, you've either won or it's been competitive.
Yeah.
I don't know what else Cardinals fans could ask for right now. I mean, 4-2. It's great.
I said this to Carey in the office earlier today. Watching baseball last year was a chore.
Awful.
No, it was a chore, and we did it because we have to talk about the Cardinals and we have to talk baseball. So you're watching the games because it's part of your job.
Mm-hmm.
These games this year so far, we're 6 games in. I have enjoyed all 6 games. Mm-hmm. There has been storylines, there has been excitement, there has been mistakes. It's been fun to watch.
No doubt.
By the way, if you want to know if Hein Bloom and everybody that was involved with making the decision to keep Nelson Velasquez off of the big league roster.
I haven't heard much since the roster was announced.
Well, Anthony, he has 0 hits and 15 at-bats. He's walked twice, scored 1 run, has yet to... he's got 1 RBI. I'm assuming that's from walking. And, no hits. And 6 strikeouts.
I was about to say, not to bury him.
I'm just reading the stats.
No, I was going to ask you about the strikeouts if you weren't going to get to it. Yep. So 6 strikeouts. That was the thing that we discussed when the roster was announced, and everybody was pissed off because he wasn't on the roster. But the Cardinals chose more contact over more power and more strikeouts. That's why Nelson Velasquez did not make the roster. They didn't want the strikeouts, even though they might get some power. They wanted guys that can put the ball in play. And thus far, they've been proven right for that decision.
And they wanted to give Church a little shot here, too. And, I don't know if he's helping his case or hurting his case. He hasn't been all that great at the plate. We know he's good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we'll see all of these guys at some point this season. They'll all have a spot here to make an impression.
Well, fun with numbers here. Who do you guys think is leading the team in batting average at 350?
I think it's Jordan Walker.
Alec
Burleson.
Victor Scott.
One of you is correct. It's Andrew Marsh. Victor Scott is hitting 350.
Wow.
Leading the team 350. How about RBI with 6?
Nolan Gorman.
Yeah, I'd say Gorman.
3 of you are correct. It's Nolan Gorman with 6.
Nice.
After I just said 6, yeah. On base, 370.
Ooh. JJ Weatherholt.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Victor Scott.
None of you are correct. Alec Burleson.
Oh, wow.
At 370 on base percentage.
OPS.
OPS. What's your guesses?
I think Jordan Walker.
That's
890 is the number.
I'm going to say Jordan Walker as well.
I'll go Alec Burleson.
2 of you are correct.
Oh, wow.
Jordan Walker at 890. 889 though. There's one person 889 OPS. So directly behind Jordan Walker at 890.
Is it JJ Weatherholt?
That's where I was thinking.
Jamie says JJ.
I'm going to go Burley.
I'll stick with Burley.
None of you are correct.
Oh!
What? Guy that Marsh wants nothing to do with.
It's Ramon Urias.
889 OPS.
Wow.
Pedro Paez, too.
Pages.
Pedro Paez.
I'm surprised Urias Wasn't in the lineup today.
I mean, could have used his bat, Marsh.
Maybe.
And his glove at third.
His glove at third, for sure.
All right. Brad Thompson will join us coming up next. We'll talk to him about the Cardinals' 4-2 start, pick his brain on some of the things that we've been talking about today here in the Fast Lane. Brad Thompson next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, I love our guy Stewie for a multitude of reasons. Number one is he's going to save you money. Whether you're looking at a home loan, you're looking at a refi, you're looking at a debt consolidation situation, he's going to save you money. And he's going to do it in the most convenient way for you, too. He's heard it all. He's seen it all. And he tells you exactly, this is what I need from you. I'll take care of the rest. Jamie, you and I have both experienced that, which is why we highly encourage you to pick up the phone and call our guy Stewie, or text him if you want to.
Yeah, but don't procrastinate. Do it quickly. And, Stewie doesn't mind if he's the second opinion. A lot of realtors have lenders that they work with, and they're great people. They're trying hard, but sometimes they don't know all the ins and outs that Stewie knows. And sometimes Stewie, especially when it comes time to get your loan approved, and maybe you're self-employed or you run a couple of different businesses, there's certain things that can be done to help your case when it comes time to get that loan. Stewie's that guy. He knows exactly how to get you to the closing table. And so give him a call. Personal cell phone numbers, 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
You have to call him and text him. He's not going to reach out to you without knowing, and he loves helping 101 ESPN listeners. So when you talk to Stewie, tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. And if you can't remember that number or anything we said for that matter, what can you do?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Baseball fans, FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game. And if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. Head over to FanDuel.com/local to opt in for daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're talking everything Redbirds with Cardinals TV analyst Brad Thompson on 101 ESPN. BT is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate home run for wings and wins.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by our guy, Brad Thompson, 2006 World Series champion, of course, alongside Chip Carey and the crew at Cardinals TV. Today, he was on the pre and post, and he joins us right now. BT, what a win.
Man, I'll tell you what, boys, that was a lot of fun. I think it's fair to say that nobody really knew what to expect out of the Cardinals coming into this opening series. You knew you'd be excited about opening day, and that would be fun. And after that, let's see. Well, what we saw was some pretty darn good baseball, man. That was a lot of fun today.
You know what? Jamie said it. I agree. Every single game has been entertaining and engaging, and that's really, if you're, they're not all going to be this way, but thus far it's been picture perfect. Let's start here. What has surprised you the most about the Cardinals 4-2 start?
Look, I think that it's the poise of a young team has surprised me. 'Cause they've been in tight games, obviously, and they haven't played like the second youngest roster in baseball. Only the Nationals have a younger roster, at least in terms of position players. And they've taken quality at-bats for the most part in big spots. They've made the plays when they've really needed to. They haven't shrunk under some of the pressure that oftentimes you see young teams shrink under. So to me, that's one of the biggest things that have stood out. And then overall, the pitching has been really good. The bullpen had a couple of days, and a few individuals in particular had a couple of days. But your back end of the pen has been really good. JoJo looks like he's picking up right where he left off. That's been fantastic. Riley O'Brien looks amazing. Got a couple of guys that have stepped up there. But to me, it just ends up being the biggest poise. What about for you guys, man? Is there anything that stood out?
Individually, there's been some surprises. I'll be honest, Jordan Walker's start has been surprising thus far just because the spring training looked a lot similar to what we have kind of unfortunately grown accustomed to with Jordan Walker, so I love to see that. I think from a bullpen standpoint, O'Brien, like you noted, BT, O'Brien's been a lot of fun to watch come in these games, especially in some high-leverage situations. So those would probably be the two that have been the most surprising. What about for you guys, Jamie, Carey?
Yeah, to me, it's J.J. Weatherholt, just looking like a seasoned veteran. The kid doesn't, there's no pressure. I know there is pressure, but he doesn't look like he's feeling any of the pressure. Batting leadoff, he's making confident plays. To me, he just doesn't look like a rookie.
For me, it's the starting rotation. I think everyone, we talked about it other than Dustin May, who I think is eventually going to be the best pitcher in that starting rotation, has performed pretty well. Andre Palante was really good last night, and McGreevy was outstanding in his start. Liberatore, 2 starts under his belt, and has done an outstanding job as well. So the pitching, the starting pitching for me has been really good thus far.
No, I would agree with all of those things. And look, it's fun to be talking about this. And Anthony, I think that you nailed it. Look, they ain't all going to be like this. There are going to be down times. I think I've said this before, maybe with you guys. With a young team like this, regardless of sport, you're going to have times where you look like a really good, complete team. You can have a week where you look like the best team in baseball. The next week, you could look like the worst team in baseball. And the biggest thing is, like, how do you learn from those down times? And how do you learn lessons along the way and then make sure you're not making the same mistakes over and over again? This is going to be a very learning, trying season for guys. But that doesn't mean you can't also play winning baseball. Like, you can do both things. You can win and develop at this level at the same time. So, look, that's the hope for this group.
BT, I do have a couple of questions. One that we've been talking about quite a bit here today on the show, and maybe I just need some help understanding it, is Mason Wynn batting cleanup. He doesn't profile to be a cleanup hitter. To me, it looks like at times like he's trying to maybe do more than what he needs to do. Just maybe peel back the curtain a little bit and, just help me understand.
No, I think that right now there's just not a perfect fit for that because he does not fit your traditional role. You're absolutely right, of a cleanup hitter. That's usually your brute power guy that drives the ball out of the ballpark. That's not him. That's not anything that they want him to be thinking about. But right now, when you're looking at your best lineup construction, look at Herrera and Burley are your best hitters. Like, I think I want them 2-3. JJ makes all the sense in the world right now off the top with his knowledge of his strikes on the fact that he He walks more than he strikes out. Like, he's a very good fit, even for a rookie. There's just not a perfect fit there at 4. So, like, right now, the way that they're looking at it is kind of the handedness where they go left, right, all the way down. They make it tougher for matchups for the opposition down the stretch. So they're not asking him to do more in that spot, and I think that there could be, and I would agree in some at-bats that there might be some pressing. But I do feel like that is going to be a spot in the lineup that will figure itself out. I don't see that Mason Wynn is likely to be that guy all season long, but they need somebody else to evolve into that, right? In a perfect world, I mean, maybe you would even see if you saw some more strides and you wanted to go left, right, maybe that ends up being Jordan Walker at some point, but you don't really want to thrust him into that spot yet. So I think that is going to be a constant evolution. But I agree with you. It doesn't look quite right on paper, but I don't think that there's really a perfect fit in this lineup at 4 currently.
BT, there was a cut to Yadier Molina yesterday during the game, and you could tell how intently he was looking at the catcher and the pitcher and back and forth. Ivan Herrera has been really good behind the plate. He's kind of been a question mark whether or not he would be at that position or would he be the everyday DH. Do you feel like Yadi has had an impact on this catching, these catchers thus far this season, and how important is it to have him there for them?
Yeah, I think it's huge to be able to have him around. Now, I don't have firsthand knowledge of how much like hands-on work that he's done with Herrera. I know that we saw a little bit of it in spring training, but anytime you get a chance to work with Yadi, it's going to be incredibly beneficial. And when you look at what Herrera, he's put in the time. He's been very adamant. And anytime he gets a chance to talk about catching and his wanting to be behind the plate and the work that he puts in, like, this dude wants to be there. Well, it takes more than just wanting it, saying you want to catch. It takes work, and he's been putting in that part of it too. So it's not just the arm strength, which he had the elbow surgery to clean that up a bit. And I think that the arm strength does look a little bit better. It's not just framing pitches on the corner, blocking balls. It's also the digging in mentally on the homework side of how you attack everybody, what you did to them last time, remembering like every pitch, every inning, what you did. And I know they quiz these guys on it when they come off the field. Hey, how'd you attack this guy? What was it? To see what that recall looks like. He's been putting in that kind of work too. So I believe that Yadi's presence and him being around is going to be a big help. And I saw that same cutaway, Carey, that you're talking about. And I wanted to know, I want to what he was writing down. Like, he's jotting down notes left and right, and it's got to be some sort of a manifesto, not like Matheny's, but a little different. It's like he sees the game unlike so many other people, so I'd be very interested to kind of see what kind of notes he's taken along the way. But he's got to be very proud of the way that Herrera has worked behind the plate. I think that Pajes has done a good job. I believe we'll get a chance to see Pozo after the off day on Friday in Detroit. I think that is the game plan of him maybe getting a start back there. So got a pretty solid catching core and a pretty good guy that has been around this last homestand in Yadier Molina that can help him along the way.
BT, word is that you're going to be an analyst for Sunday Night Baseball on NBC when the Cardinals take on the Tigers. That's fantastic, my friend. Congratulations on that. Baby.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. How about that? Right place, right time. Chances are they were going to take whoever was there. But,
Nonsense.
You stop it.
It pumps me up a little bit. I'm excited. I'm really excited to work alongside with Jason Benetti. I mean, he is one of the best in the business. Andy Dirks, their play-by-play guy, star-studded. I just found out today all the other guys that were on the broadcast. Saw that Dexter Fowler is going to be doing some of the pregame stuff, Adam Ottavino. So it's going to be a fun one Sunday night on Peacock. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the preparation going to be like? And don't give me that crap of like, I just do what I do, and it's going to be a normal.
Trust my stuff, Anthony.
Do what you did to get you there, BT. That's right. All you got to remember.
Oh, that is part of it, though. You got to kind of feel out the crowd that you're with. I mean, maybe some of my normal banter won't land like it does. Maybe it lands better. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? You got to feel it out a little bit. No. It is interesting, though. I mean, everywhere runs a different ship. I got a bunch of emails in the last few days from NBC with, like, style guides and what looks good and how a suit fits right. I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is a lot. There's a lot going on here.
Wow. It's fun, though. That's exciting. So do you have the suit picked out?
No, I have not picked one yet.
Okay.
I was having this conversation actually today with Danny Wexelman. I said, Danny, it's Easter Sunday. Do I go full on Easter egg? Like, do I just go for it?
Pastels. Come on, baby.
Pastels galore.
Be the moment, Brad.
Super Eastery ties, but then what if I show up all Eastery and I didn't tell Benetti and Dirk that we're doing it? They're going black tie affair, and all of a sudden I'm that guy. You know?
That's a lot to think about.
I'm not ready to be Craig Sager.
I don't blame you on that. All right, well, BT, we'll let you go. Great stuff as always, and looking forward to chatting with you next week when the Cardinals are likely unbeaten outside of these 2 early losses.
Good call on that. I look forward to it, too. You know how it is, Anthony. You know the job. I'm going straight from baseball to baseball. It's on to 12U baseball now, so hopefully a couple of victories today.
Nice. So where do we have Dylan right now? Is he second base?
We got he's second base pitching. We're going to use our league play, Anthony, where we bounce some people around a little bit. So I want to get him some reps in the outfield.
All right.
We'll find out how it works today.
There you go. Now,
BT.
real quick.
Anthony just lit up like a Christmas tree because he had a scenario over the weekend where some players were moving around and he wasn't too pleased with it.
We had a scrimmage, BT. I was talked into moving some guys around. We blew an 8-2 lead in this scrimmage. I was ticked.
All right, so I understand wanting to lock down a victory, okay? Here's my thought in moving some people around in this one. What I want to see is who can help me in tournaments in tight games. I got a couple of guys that I want to see if they can be gazelles in the outfield and run for the ball.
Sure.
And in spots that, they're generally not there. I got a lot of my infielders that normally pitch. So I need one of those guys is going to be on the mound oftentimes. I got to find out who can bounce around and play some other positions. So
that's fair.
This is a good time to do it. Yeah,
that's absolutely fair. Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. We're still off the pitching machine until fall. So, by the way, what are you doing in the fall, Brad? Because we're going to need some pitching help.
Well, it sounds like I'm helping out the team is what it sounds like. You let me know when practice is. I'll get everything ironed out over there.
I appreciate you, BT. Good stuff. All right, hey, we're proud of you, man. Big time.
Yeah, congrats. Buddy.
We're looking forward to listening and watching on Sunday.
Guys, I appreciate it. I can't wait to talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good. See you, buddy.
All right.
That's Brad Thompson here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're going from one interview to the next. We got Joe Vitale. We'll talk a little Blues hockey at tonight's Blues Kings game next on 101 ESPN.
All right, spring is upon us, summer right around the corner, and if you are maybe debating on selling your home, you're not sure if it's the right time of year, or you're not sure of what the list price should be, let me help you out. Call the expert, Gloria Liu, with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria is amazing at what she does, and I've had the privilege of talking to her a couple of times here recently, and just listening to the way she cares about her customers and the way she cares about people selling their homes quickly, but also getting the most money for their home. And that's the key right there. You need someone like Gloria Liu that can list your home for the right price and also make sure you get to the closing table. So that's why she's been so good for so many years, over 23 years in the real estate business. She understands the entire landscape here in St. Louis, St. Charles, and surrounding area. Gloria Liu has to be your first call. She's always my first call. So please pick up the phone, call Gloria Liu. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. She loves hearing that. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals take down the Mets. They win the series after a 2-1 victory today in extra innings. Mason Wynn with the RBI. We talked a lot about Mason Wynn today. If you missed that conversation or anything from today's show, including our interview with Brad Thompson, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Speaking of interviews, we're going to talk with Joe Vitale as the Blues get set to take on the LA Kings tonight. Pregame starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. And Joe Vitale comes up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marshall, Anthony Stalter. Let's head back to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We got our guy Joe Vitale on the line. He's got the call tonight between the Blues and the Kings. Pre-game at 7, puck drop at 8. What's up, Joe?
We have liftoff, boys. We have liftoff.
Joe, just scale of 1 to 10, the importance of this game for the Blues.
Woohoo! Woohoo! 100. Yeah, listen. Mathematically, I'm not one of those geeky guys that know all those numbers that can kind of plug it all in a weird algorithm. But mathematically, you're not technically out with a loss here. But let's be real. Realistically, practically, it's about doggone near impossible ever to claw back into this one. You know, LA, they have a couple head-to-head matchups against Nashville. San Jose's in action tonight. So the way someone said it this morning, Jamie, this kind of frames how tough this is. If you win tonight and you win on Friday, you beat the Kings tonight and you beat the Ducks on Friday, the best position you'll find yourself in Colorado on Sunday is still 3 points out. So that kind of goes to show you the head-to-head matchups that are happening over the next few days while the Blues are idle between that Ducks game. So a lot of head matchups. Someone's going to grab points in that one. You definitely hope it's not a 3-point swing game. But it's going to be very difficult. So these last two, San Jose and tonight, these were high-pressure, high-stakes games you needed to have. The Blues lose that one in regulation and a heartbreaker in the final seconds of that game a couple nights ago. So now the importance of this one, it's through the roof.
Yeah, I agree. And that leads me to my next question. Maybe this is a weird question. I'm not sure. But just based upon, post-Olympics play on, are you surprised in a game of this magnitude, and this sounds crazy to say this, but are you surprised they're starting Binnington and not Joel Hofer?
Jamie, I'm really not. I was thinking about it this morning, and I think coming into this road trip, I think that they had no problem playing Hofer in every single one. I think that what we're starting to see is that Hofer is becoming the guy, right? Doug Armstrong's made those comments. Jim Montgomery backed it up a couple weeks ago in a press conference saying he's going to get the majority of these games. And right now, just being completely fair, and I would say this right to Jordan's face, I think Hofer's the better goaltender right now. So all things considered, I think that Joel was coming into this road trip planning on playing all three if things went well in San Jose, or excuse me, all four. If things went well in San Jose, I expected him to see him here tonight. Now, things didn't go too well, right? Outside of some just wacky bounces, I know he'd love to have that save at the very end on Adam Gaudette. But now you're in this ultra-pressure game, right? I mean, this is a moment where you need to turn to your ace, right? I would compare it to Game 7 of the World Series, maybe Adam Wainwright's on short rest. You don't care, right? You're putting them out. An 80% Adam Wainwright at this point is better than 100% anyone else, right? At least that's my philosophy. I think that's what Jim Montgomery's thinking here, too. For Jordan, it's less about who's playing better and who's just has more experience in these moments. Last game, and I mentioned it on the broadcast there, but Joel Hofer's never played an NHL playoff game, right? He doesn't understand what that moment is like. And I think last game against the Sharks was probably the biggest pressure moment of a game he's ever played in his NHL career. It hasn't been long. It's only been 100 games. But to me, I think it kind of goes to show you look for veteran players that have been in these situations because those are the guys that just understand the feel of the game. I talked to Jordan for a little bit this morning. He talks so much about in games like this, whether it be the Stanley Cup playoff run, of course, the Olympics. He said you just get in these rhythms of you just want to get that feel, right? And it's hard to get that feel when you just don't have a lot of experience. So technically right now, Joel Hofer is the better goalie. But I think that because of the importance and the pressure of this game, I think that's why Jim Montgomery has turned into his ace.
Joey, Snuggerud was named Rookie of the Month for the month of March. He had 15 points in 14 games, and 7 of those being goals. What are you seeing from him, his confidence level, and how well he's playing right now?
Yeah, Carey, I think the biggest thing we're seeing is a transition from where he started this year to where he is right now. And the biggest part of that transition is you come in as a rookie, you want to pass, you want to please. And now he said, the heck with it, I'm going to use the gift that I have. We all know, we all see rookies come into this league And like I said, you just want – an assist feels better than a goal because for him, he wants to see Robert Thomas be successful. He wants to see Buchnevich be successful. Why? Because that's how you endear yourself to your teammates. And Jimmy is just such a good kid. I think at the beginning of the year, that's what he was doing. He had opportunities to shoot, and he would dish it off and pass. Well, he gets his wrist surgery. I think he sat out a lot. He watched a lot of hockey, and he just came back with a vengeance. He came back with a mindset that he's just going to start using his gift, and let's just see what happens. He started shooting. He shot so much. And what's happened is not only is he finding the back of the net, but now the entire game's starting to open up. And any goal scorer will tell you this. When you establish the shot first, now your opponent, the defenders, they're ready for it, right? The LA Kings tonight, they read that Jimmy Snuggerud is the rookie of the month. They're seeing the numbers. If I'm Drew Doughty, if I'm Brian Dumoulin, defenders here for LA, I'm thinking, okay, he's a shooter. If he gets that puck, he's going to shoot. So what am I going to do? My mind is already thinking block shots or take away the front from my goalie. Well, as soon as they start to defend that way, if Jimmy decides not to shoot, then all of a sudden passing lanes open up to someone else in the back door. So lanes open up now that he's established the shot. So that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing from him is that he came out of that injury. He established the shot very well. He took the authority. He had that healthy level of selfishness with his shot. And since then, it's really opened things up for that entire line.
A couple more things with our guy, Joe Vitale, who will be on the call tonight for the Blues and Kings. Joe, what do you think of Theo Lindstein thus far? And do you like the pairing with him and Colton Parayko? Seems to be working out quite well.
Yeah, it really has. And, I mean, listen, it's a young kid's dream to get called up in your NHL first call-up, if you will, and play alongside an Olympian and Colton Parayko, one of the best shutdown defensemen right now in the National Hockey League. So it was quite a situation that he was thrown into, but now you got to give him a ton of credit for how he has played. He hasn't let any moment overwhelm him. You see him around the rink, you talk to him in the locker room, just a very calm, happy-go-lucky kid. It's funny. You look at a lot of the Swedes that the Blues have drafted. Whether it be an Otto Stenberg, and I know Berggren wasn't a player they drafted, but they certainly brought in. They all have that kind of same attitude, if you will. Just very happy-go-lucky kids, right? They don't take life too seriously. They have this disposition and this playing style of just being very free and light, right? But they play very smart hockey. And I think that's what we're seeing out of him. He's playing very smart hockey alongside one of the best in Colton. And he's taking his moments to go now. He started to defend well. Then he started to move the puck well. It was 2 games ago. He actually led the team in attempts at the net when the Blues hosted the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you're starting to see more of the offense. It's just a young kid that is truly just chipping away and taking advantage of each and every night with a great attitude and just a grower's mindset right now. So I'm excited to see him the rest of the way here. This is going to do just leaps and bounds for his confidence heading into the offseason, however long the Blues go, where he's looking at coming in next season. He's already established that he's a regular. I mean, to me, before his call-up, it was a question mark. Where was he going to fit next year? Was he going to be in the NHL? He is a regular next year come opening training camp. He reminds you a little bit of what Jimmy Snuggerud did in the playoffs last year. The way Jimmy came in, there were some question marks in that first round against Winnipeg. The Blues head into that summer saying, here is a top 6 winger. There's no doubt about it. For Theo, everything he's done up to this point, same thing. Here is a top 4 defenseman on our team coming out of training camp next October.
Joe, good stuff as always. Have a great call tonight, and we'll check back with you next week.
Hey, sounds good, boys. You guys have a great week as well.
All right, thank you. That is Joe Vitale here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. One more time, Blues Kings pregame at 7 on 101 ESPN. Puck drop at 8 o'clock. You listen to it all on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN. We'll come back, wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. I'll start off with myself. Carey taught us that Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5, grew up in Gary, Indiana. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did not know that.
Gary, Indiana, man. One of my teammates was from Gary. Brandon Moore, famous for the butt fumble. He actually is not the one that fumbled it, but his was his butt.
Yeah.
That actually is part of the butt fumble. He's from Gary, Indiana. Had a camp. Come hang out. I'm like, cool, man. I'll go. That's Michael Jackson's house. Really? Pretty cool, man. Gary, Indiana. They call it GI. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Jamie, what'd you learn?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going today, was the Jackson 5 in Gary, Indiana. Also learned that Carey might be a professional bowler. We just don't know it.
Straight. Yeah.
His bowling glove on today.
He does. He certainly does.
I'm better, man. I'm like Wolverine. Like, I did used to think, like, when I was younger, something banged up. I did feel like Wolverine heal quicker than most.
Yeah.
You got that adamantium in you.
Some people can't.
It's got what in them?
Adamantium.
Yeah. You know what it is. I can.
Yeah. Careful with that.
And I will. I learned, and you know what? I learned, not that I learned it today, but I love the Snake Pit, man. They had a whole conversation about cars and NASA and space and flying cars into outer space. They ain't listening to the show, but they're here. They're listening, but they're not listening. And I think that that's pretty dope. Had some good men and women in the Snake Pit. Shout out. Hadn't seen Tanisha in a long time. Good to see you. Victoria, good people. Gator. I mean, these are our people. You got to give them some love every now and then. Walrus King, indeed. Yep. Hilarious. For sure. I'm going to give my shout out to the good people.
Vote Davis.
Yeah.
Vote
Please and thank you.
City Council. March, what'd you learn?
So Carey mentioned that the Snake Pit was talking about rockets and NASA and all that stuff. And then Joe Vitale, when he jumped on the show, he said, we have liftoff.
We're taking off.
We're taking off. It was something along the lines of that. So I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So I looked it up. Apparently, like, NASA just launched a rocket ship with astronauts. They're going to the moon.
And he didn't even...
I didn't even know that.
He didn't even...
No clue.
Got straight into
they're
hockey.
selling tickets to go to the moon like Six Flags.
Fly me to the moon.
We've been to the moon a couple of times.
Frank Sinatra.
Well, Anthony.
Yes.
I'm glad that
Don't you dare.
I'm glad that we went to the moon.
He was there. Okay.
I'm glad we went to the moon back in the day.
Yeah, I don't like what you're indicating.
What are you talking about?
The photos may have been fake.
What do you mean? What are you talking
It might
about?
have been a stage or something.
Conspiracy theorist.
We never said that. And the fact that you're bringing it up is
No,
quite
Marsh
insulting.
indicated. Jamie, you stay out of this. Marsh indicated. All right, speaking of Marsh, what we got for 3 stars of the day?
Yeah.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Apparently, they're going around the moon. So,
Oh, well,
that's what one of our...
Would you guys fly to the moon?
Texters
Yeah,
said.
sure.
Nah, I ain't going to the moon.
Bring that outer space to me.
You want me to give you the moon, Jamie? I'll give you the moon.
Give me the moon, baby.
All right, and 3rd star of the day goes out to the Barry Rule.
The Barry Rule. Barry rules.
I already forgot. What was the Barry Rule again?
I don't recall
be
either.
honest, I don't know.
We were talking about
something about he could re-enter the game after he pitched.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Barry
Was
Rule.
that what
The
it
Barry
was?
rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Pitcher and hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Barry Rivers. 2nd star of the day goes out to BT's Sunday Night Baseball suit.
Yes, we don't know what it is yet, but
Of course not.
it'll be great.
And our 1st star of the day, of course, goes out to Chip Carey.
Chip Carey. Sometimes you got to emphasize the P in Chip Carey.
And the
I was so excited, guys. Cardinals won. I said, let's go. You know?
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
You did?
I definitely said it. Wrong.
Chip Carey.
Oh, I missed it?
It's a bit of a...
Oh, no.
Carries a bit of a pause before I added the... You know? I said it. Big pause in the middle. Definitely. I apologize to Jamie, Carey, and all you kids listening. That's on me. All right.
314 says they're going around to the dark side of the moon.
Pink Floyd once did that.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I thought that was a Star Wars.
You bark at them.
Transformers, actually.
Yeah, Ozzy did that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Transformers did it too. Is that what you're saying, Marsh?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Go Blues! See ya!